I'm doing all right. I mean, what is at the Chelsea? What's Jimmy saying? Jimmy, what are you saying, bro? What are you saying?
Okay,
Look, I love listening to you. I've listened to you all the time, but this has really triggered me. It triggered me to call. I've not been calling. I'm a listener, but today I said I'd call and, speak something out.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan van range. Scoring a win.
An ethics and disciplinary inspector to look into allegations of racism from Vinny Jr at Benfica. Jose Mourinho has been accused of justifying racism and gaslighting in saying the Real Madrid forward should have celebrated his goal in a respectful way. Rio Ferdinand can't believe what he's watching.
Celebrations are part of the game. Celebrations, if the authorities think that they're going to start you saying you can't do this and you're going to get a yellow card for this, he's even getting booked for celebrating.
Posting on Instagram, Rio's calling for harsher punishments for players if they're found guilty of racism. Simon Jordan says a potential 10-game ban is no small matter.
It might not be thrown in a prison cell for 6 months, and maybe that's where it will move to. Maybe players have to be governed by the same protocols as fans.
Benfica's Gianluca Prestiani claims he didn't racially abuse Vinny Jr. As for matters on the pitch, we've got Newcastle's trip to Qarabag live on talkSPORT 2 from 5:45. Arsenal's must-not-lose meeting with Wolves is live on talkSPORT. Elsewhere today, we're told Leicester are close to confirming Gary Rowett as their new manager. Tiger Woods has confirmed he's considering captaining Team USA at next year's Ryder Cup.
Trying to figure out if I can actually do our team USA and our players and everyone that's going to be involved in the Ryder Cup, if I can do it justice with my time.
He's also refused to rule out appearing in this year's Masters despite a string of injuries. Constitution Hill will make his eagerly awaited debut on the flat this Friday at Southall. Sheen Murphy will be on board for the 12th furlong SBK Road to Cheltenham Novices Stake, which is worth 40 grand. And we're told Ukraine have now withdrawn their teams from the Winter Paralympics over the decision to allow Russia and Belarusian athletes to compete under their own flags. There's more at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
Robert Jenrick says Reform government would shake up the benefit system, reinstating the two-child benefit cap, and find out why a banker has been banned from using his local railway service. There's more from the news team at 5:30.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit, where we've got more premium tyres than the number of times you'll hear, "Ooh, it's a bit nippy this winter." Book today at quickfit.com.
Mostly dry in the north this afternoon. Rain sometimes heavy in Northern Ireland. Cold with brisk winds in the south.
Good afternoon. You are listening to the Wednesday version of Hawksby and Jacobs on talkSPORT. Max Rushden in for Paul Hawksby, and in the easy chair today, sitting in for Charlie Baker, sitting in for Andy Jacobs, is world number one attendance guesser, Justin Moorhouse.
Thank you, Max. People do not talk about enough, really, about what a great guy you are. But I'm going to say it loud, Max. Yeah. You're a great guy. Thanks for being you.
Thanks, Justin. Coming up today, we'll kick off. We'll chat to the chair of Kick It Out, Sanjay Bandari, after the alleged abuse of Vinicius Jr. We'll look back at the football with Lars Sivertsen on a brilliantly chaotic night in the Champions League.
We've got Arsenal legend David O'Leary joining us to look ahead to the Gunners' trip to Wolves in the Premier League tonight. And Mickey Quinn, who scored so many goals.
So many goals.
We'll preview Newcastle's trip to Qarabag.
We'll do some EFL.
Yeah.
Well, it's worth doing. We'll do some EFL with Clarkey. Cambridge still in the automatic promotion places, and we'll talk about cheating in the curling and ask you about cheating at sport.
It was an old job, but it was a carrier bag joke for life, so that's fine, isn't it? We got some comedian, Southampton fan, my mate Paul McCaffrey, or, as I went out into the inter-office email before, Paul McCartney joining us for the darts. And the darts, we speak to number 9, Josh Rock. He's number 9 in the world darts, Josh Rock. And we're going to do a very special midweek Guess the Attendance.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Justin, welcome.
Hi, thank you very much. This is a week of first this morning. I've never been the interim deputy for anybody. I'm the interim for the interim. This is exciting.
You're the interim for the interim. Yeah, sitting in for Charlie, sitting in for Andy. It's a big gig. And no, you can't stick anyone in this easy chair, Justin.
No, I know for a fact, as we all know, that there's absolutely no way that Andy Jacobs is listening this afternoon. He's getting on with his life. But
oh, no, I don't know.
Charlie will be. Charlie's on his holiday, but he will have blocked this out to listen.
Yeah. Do you think Charlie feels under pressure? Seeing a new name in here?
I don't think so, but he did ring me about it twice yesterday. It's not true.
Just when you're just going into the 3:45 bit, here's just a bit of advice. It's just for you. It's not for anyone. Just you can take my advice if you want. I reckon Andy might be. Andy might be listening. We never know. Guess the Attendance is exciting, isn't it? Because I was like, let's do a midweek Guess the Attendance. Yeah. Because, some people, I don't believe this, Justin, but some people don't listen to the Sunday show.
Unbelievable.
I don't know. It is, but everyone listens to this one.
I was saying earlier, not many people believe me, but this is the Guess the Attendance, which we do for 15 minutes on a Sunday. The last thing of the show. I like to call it the encore for your show at the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. It is the encore.
The number one thing that the man in the street talks to me about.
Yeah.
And that's everybody from the man that delivers me a parcel to the chief executive of an organisation I might be doing some work for, hosting the award ceremony. Everybody loves Guess the Attendance. But it's a dirty secret that no one likes to talk about. It's just between us all.
No, I understand that.
Bringing it
Everyone's
to the masses today.
And what I've had to justify Guess the Attendance existence, Justin, to people who are no longer at this radio station. I may point out, I once had a very long email explaining the radio craft that goes behind. I think I got carried away. I had a whole day of really writing down why it's good. But you've thrown a cat amongst the pigeons today, Justin. Yeah. In that you are going to host Guess the Attendance.
I'm going to host Guess the Attendance, and I'm also mixing up slightly. Because I'm going to go with form. So I'm going to go with the big games. And it's within the last 24 hours.
Well, I don't want any spoilers. I mean, the reason I like it, I like to end the show. I like to do most of the show as no pressure. You want to look at the next bit and go, this bit will be fine. Yeah. And the nice thing about Guess the Attendance is I know I can just phone that in at the end. The end of the show, everyone, the listeners, everyone's just like, okay, we're sort of done now. We could all finish 50. Let's just phone it. So, I like to, most of my shows sort of end with a quiz where I can just have a nice time.
It is.
But now,
it's a play
the fact that you're hosting it means that I have to guess, it might put me on edge for the whole 3 hours.
Have you never, when you've hosted it though, ever thought to yourself, I wonder what it'd be like to take part? Have you never thought, always the bridesmaid about these things?
No. Very much the MC of the of the wedding that is Guess the Attendance. Yeah. What did we want people to do today? Well, the cheating story in curling, which we will talk, and we probably talked about it before, and maybe I'm doing curling a disservice. We tried to get lots of curling experts on, and they all said, "I'll definitely come on, but I can't talk about." I can't talk about the cheater. You're like, what do you think we're going to be talking to you about? What possible bit of the curling could we want to talk to you about? So I'm not totally. I'm not. And I should be totally across what anyone's being accused of. But I know the Swedes are unhappy with the Canadians. Yeah. And sport's serious when Sweden are unhappy with Canada.
Well, and Canada, in terms of sport, Canada are either brilliant at sport or terrible at sport, aren't they? There's no halfway house. They're either dominated on the ice or being superbly entertained by the world's fastest man and then changing their minds later on. But the double touch apparently is the big thing in curling, the double touch. Yeah. And the world of curling has closed ranks. We've literally tried, it's been a quest today to get somebody from the world of curling. And second bad joke of the day, Max.
Please.
It's been swept under the carpet. They've absolutely
which is really hard to do with a curling stone.
There are no carpets.
You can do.
Yeah.
It's very hard. No carpets, and they're quite big. So
I've noticed
they don't want to talk about. Why don't they want to talk about it?
I think they just want to keep the sport pure. They're closing ranks. They're looking after it. They get their moment in the sun. Well, they're not the moment in the sun. The last thing they want is a moment in the sun. It would ruin the game, wouldn't it, if they were in the sun? But their moment is every 4 years. No one looks forward to the European Championships of curling. It's just the Olympics, isn't it? The blue ribbon event, and I imagine they don't want it tarnishing. I think that's the big thing. But cheating in sport isn't it not part of it? Do you know what I mean? There are people who are into the enhanced games. There are, there are people. Most people in this country have cheated with their children. They've played Monopoly and not told them the real rules.
Easily in the box and got a penalty.
Yeah.
So that's my confession.
Do you remember the game?
I think it was Carshawn at home. It was one of those where I did get touched by the boot. My foot was up in the air, and the one when it's a new type of penalty. Yeah. Somebody kicked under my foot. My foot was in the air, and there was no way I could fall over from that moment, but I did fall over. So look, I'm confessing, and if I can confess, everyone can confess. You want to confess?
Me? I've occasionally had an earpiece in for guest the attendance when I've been at a low web. I've had somebody whispering.
The effort you'd have to go to.
Average attendance at Port Vale is around 6,000 this season. Although it was a cold day and there were roadworks on the M6. Factor that in. It's not direct cheating, it's enhancement.
Matt says, I guess Max spends most of his working life justifying things. Thank you, Matt. How wonderful it is to hear Justin Moorhouse co-hosting this afternoon. Always remember young Kenny from Phoenix Knight, says Ash, the Newcastle fan. Jill says, just tuned in. I'm so confused as I'm hearing Max and Justin Moorhouse. What day is it, please, Jill? Today is Wednesday. The next meal is probably lunch or dinner. And it's Justin Moorhouse. Guess the attendance on a Wednesday, brilliant. Being the world champion of guess the attendance, that's brilliant. Lost once and drawn twice in the last year, says Andrew in Basingstoke. When's Andrew in Basingstoke played?
I don't know.
Is he playing with? Is he playing in a different rebel? The rebel.
Imagine
the
some
rebel?
Dystopian sort of futuristic crime drama where we were employed just to pop up on the radio on different times of the week to sort of discombobulate people to making mistakes. That would be some deep stuff, wouldn't it?
So look, we'll ask for now. We'll ask for now your stories of cheating. If you want to confess cheating, Barry says, I've just heard Justin admitting to cheating on Guess the Attendance, says Barry. Barry, I don't think he was being serious.
Yeah,
but
Barry, isn't it?
It's our Barry. Yeah. You're listening to Rushden and Moorhouse on talkSPORT in partnership with Toolstation. Gear up for those darker nights with electrical and lighting offers. Next stop, Toolstation. A pretty grim story that we have to start with, but we're doing it in the right way. The chair of Kick It Out, Sanjay Bandari, will come on in just a second. We'll talk about the alleged racist abuse of Vinicius Jr. last night.
Haji, morning to you. Congratulations.
Well done, Haji.
Morning. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're really good, but you must be absolutely over the moon. I mean, how big a... We'll talk about the hat-trick in a moment, but how big a win for Coventry was that?
Super important. First versus second, top of the table clash. It was important to see who could come out on the end, and I'm happy we were able to take 3 points home.
Haji, what about the start of the game? I mean, you're unlucky yourself. Good header downwards, hit the post, go back. I mean, the boys looked really fired up, as you would expect, for a game of that importance.
Yeah, 100%. We were prepared well throughout the week in training. we knew exactly what we wanted to do, so we just came to the stadium and tried to execute.
Yeah. Well, as a team, you executed, and you personally executed brilliantly as well. How many hat-tricks in your career?
3.
Three. Is that the most important of them?
Yeah, so far, yeah.
I love that. So far.
I was going to say, you wouldn't have heard just before you came on, Haji, I mentioned the fact, terrific result. I wouldn't say it was a must-win game, but with Borough on a great run and yourselves maybe slipping ever so slightly, it was certainly a very important game, but no time to rest. West Brom away, Sheffield United away. It is one tough league, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Games come thick and fast. And like you said, it is just 3 points at the end of the day. It wasn't...
Good afternoon. You are listening to Max Rushden and Justin Moorhouse on talkSPORT, the world's biggest sports radio station. Let's talk about Vinicius Jr. then. He said racists are cowards after accusing Gianluca Prestiani, the Benfica player, of racially abusing him last night in the Champions League playoff. He reported it to the referee, and this is how it all sounded. The game was halted for 10 minutes. Both sets of players left the pitch. This is how the incident unfolded on talkSPORT 2 last night.
Vinicius Jr. is very unhappy with something that's happened out there. There's fingers pointing from Federico Valverde, and Vinicius Jr. wants to walk off the field here. I think he's maybe encountered something or heard something that unfortunately has distressed him. And at the moment, he appears to have no desire to continue. Now, Arbeloa has come out onto the pitch to talk to the French referee, but Vinicius, even though he's at the side of the pitch, he's having to speak to Real Madrid officials to be appeased, I think, because he's clearly very, very unhappy at something that's been said to him, and Prestiani appears to be the guilty party as far as Vinicius is concerned.
Prestiani has denied racially abusing Vinicius Jr. After the game. Jose Mourinho's words, chose his words incredibly badly, but, basically said, Benfica is not a racist club. We had Eusebio once, so we can't be. Let's talk to Sanjay Bandari, chair Kick It Out. Hey, Sanjay, always nice to chat. How are you?
Hi, Max. I'm good, thank you. Thanks for inviting me on.
No, total pleasure. So, look, you've got the incident, you've got the reaction to the incident, and you've got the sort of day after. And I think quite actually, if we start with Thierry Henry was on TNT talking about how lonely it is to the experience of being racially abused. And I think sometimes when we have these stories, we don't start with the person we should start with, which is the alleged victim here, and that feeling of what it's like to be racially abused, because so many of us have never been racially abused in our life and we just don't know what it's like.
Yeah, look, I like many people of colour have experienced racial abuse, and it is a lonely experience. What I've not experienced is being in the middle of a crowd of several thousand people and being a footballer and being expected to carry on with my job. The reality is if someone were an actor on stage and someone racially abused them, you wouldn't expect them to carry on with their job. This is their place of work. They're expected and they're entitled to expect dignity at work. So I think that exacerbates the problem. It makes that even worse, I think, for people who are victims, for people like Vinny. But that's where our first focus should be, is on supporting the victim and believing the victim and making them feel listened to and feel heard.
What did you make of what happened on the pitch at the time, the referee doing the protocol, the players going off for 10 minutes? What did you make of that?
Well, I suppose with all of these incidents, I kind of feel here we go again, because we kind of feel like we'll go through the same routine, and one of those same routines is how effective is the 3-step protocol. And I think that, and what will happen after every incident is I will come on a show like this and you will ask me a question like that. And the reality is this, is that when you work it through, it's probably the least bad of a set of terrible options, because in the moment, unless the referee has heard the comments that were made, they're unable to take action. If they hear it, of course, they can send the player off and take disciplinary action. But if they haven't heard it, it often becomes, as this case looks like it may be becoming, is one person's word against another, unless other people have overheard it. So in the moment on the pitch, what they're doing is in effect starting a complaints process, taking evidence from the player, from other people, and it becomes the start of that. It feels unsatisfactory if you're the player. It feels unsatisfactory if you're all the other players. It probably feels unsatisfactory for everyone. But I'm not sure anyone's come up with a better protocol at the moment, sadly, which is why I say it's probably the least bad of a set of terrible options.
And afterwards, I mean, Jose's words I thought were extraordinary. And actually anybody who's trying to sort of justify what's happened, this idea that maybe it's just the tribal nature of football and everyone tries to defend their own club in this situation. But that is the frustration, I guess.
Look, Mourinho's an amazing coach, incredibly successful. He's also incredibly emotional, which everyone knows about him. His greatest strength maybe is also his greatest weakness, as it is for all of us in life. Look, to refer to the greatest player in Benfica's history having been black, I mean, it's like the equivalent of saying some of my best friends are black. I mean, it's a shocking thing to say, really. And then to sort of, or deflect it and almost blame the player for the celebration, and really look at the essence of what Mourinho is saying there. He's saying that the player provoked this reaction, and that the player has a duty, in effect, what he's saying is the player has a duty not to be provocative. It's not just any leader saying this, and leaders have to be incredibly careful with their words. It's not any leader saying this, it's Jose Mourinho. I mean, who is he to accuse other people of being provocative? I mean, that's in his nature. Look at his history. If Vinicius' celebration was provocative, what about Mourinho's knee slide for Porto at Old Trafford? What about referring to Tito Villanova when he was at Real Madrid, and referring to the now late Tito Villanova as Pito, which is a Spanish slang word for a male genitalia, or poking Tito Villanova in the eye during the El Clasico? These are provocative acts. And so it adds insult to injury for him to accuse someone else of being provocative. I mean, he's hardly Kofi Annan, is he?
Sanjay, it's Justin here. I'm helping out Max today. I'm the deputy. And Max pointed out that we're both, obviously, we never experienced racism in our lives for very clear and obvious reasons. But take the incident, take the reaction, and take everyone's reaction to the reactions. On a wider scale, what does this say to young kids who are playing football? Football is massive for young people. Some young person who's struggling through life, football is an outlet, football can be an escape. If we're not taking this seriously at the very top, what's this saying to kids that want to take up football and play with their mates and play in leagues where they live?
I think we take the lessons from this that we want to or should take the lessons from. And so I think the lessons that we should be taking are follow what Vinny Jr. did, follow what Trent Alexander-Arnold said, follow what Vinny's teammates did in rallying round him, right? That's the positive message. We understand in football and in life that sometimes when we feel under attack, we feel the instinctive reflex to defend and to be defensive. And I think Benfica, Mourinho got it wrong last night, and that is not the lesson that we should be taking from last night.
They certainly,
carry on, Justin.
They certainly did get it wrong. I mean, when you say it's a reflex action, the statements comes out from Benfica hours after the game. They've had time to think about it and consider it. And there are certain things, racism is being one of them, but any form of hate like this, if it's not directly affecting you, Max and I discussed this before, you should just say to yourself, I'll say nothing. I'll listen at this point. I'll take what you've said as read and we'll move on from there, surely.
Yeah, I think the best thing you can say is that we'll cooperate with an investigation and we'll abide by the outcome. You don't need to say anything else. And that's what they probably should have said.
Yes, the Benfica statement says, 21 words. As the images demonstrate, given the distance, the Real Madrid players could not have heard what they claim to have heard. I mean, it sort of staggers me now that it's people don't just say, I don't know, but if this happened, we will take action, right? It's really depressing for Vinicius Jr. as well, Sanjay, like who's experienced this so many times. You know, people have been arrested, jailed, for abusing fans. They've been suspended sentences as well. For him to have to continually go through this, and the real shame is he scored such a brilliant, his goal is brilliant. It's an absolute piece of total brilliance. And we're not talking about it. People aren't talking about it because of what happened. What is alleged to have happened afterwards. Big
question is, why would he say it? Why would he accuse somebody of saying it if he hadn't said it? Why would Kylian Mbappe come and support him? Why would Terence, why would Trent Alexander-Arnold come out and say something? Why would they? What have they got to gain from that? Because in that moment, they're on top. They scored a brilliant goal. They're 1-0 up in a crucial game for them, difficult tie for them. And it beggars belief to me anyway.
Yeah, it defies reason, doesn't it, for him to make it up? Yeah. And of course... the other player, I think, has said that Vinicius Jr. misheard him. Well, when we've had similar cases like this here, I'm not sure exactly how the cases will progress in UEFA and their investigations. But when we have them here, it's not uncommon to have one person's word against each other. And what we do is we listen to each person's testimony and what they say was said. And it has to be sort of plausible. How plausible is it that what the Benfica player says he said could possibly have been misheard into what Vinicius Jr. heard? So he gets down to exactly what words do you think you said? And then in that context, you then look at the secretive nature of it and putting the shirt over his mouth. And as Mika Richards said, that's a cowardly act. Why would you do that? Is that the act of an innocent person? Is that the kind of thing that someone who's saying or is that an innocent act, or is it the act of someone who's deliberately trying to conceal that they're saying something that they know they shouldn't be saying?
Sanjay, thanks for coming on. Appreciate your time, my friend.
No problem. Thank you.
Sanjay Brandara there, chair of Kick It Out. You're listening to Max Rushden and Justin Moorhouse on talkSPORT. Lars Sivertsen, European football expert, will join us in just a second. We'll look back at all the games that were played last night.
Our favourite film that he's done, and the only time, to my knowledge, that he was teamed up with McCoist was in A Shot to Glory.
In the small village of Kilnockie, not much ever changes.
Should try this new invention, Gordon, called a car.
But now...
It is, of course, the recent signing by Kilnockie of Jackie McQuillan.
Scotland's most notorious star soccer player... has been chosen to boost the town's struggling team.
This guy's going to give us the punch we need, Gordon, to make a run at the cup.
Don't you want to win a cup? Teams win the cup, Peter, not prima donnas reminiscing their past glory.
Academy Award winner Robert Duvall. Michael Keaton. And introducing Ally McCoist.
They are all driven, stubborn, selfish, and as competitive as a pack of street dogs.
This is our shot at glory, lads. All right? All right?
A shot at glory.
Now, as if doing a whole film alongside Ali wasn't enough, here's Robert doing some punditry alongside Dougie Donnelly, John Collins, and Ali.
We're now joined by a genuine Hollywood legend, Robert Duvall. Bob, you're very welcome.
Nice
Lovely to see you. And I hear you're becoming extremely knowledgeable about Scottish football.
Well, I am, but also I'm here to keep next to him, so because you got to keep your tabs on this guy. He'll get away from you.
Tell me
you
about
learned
it.
your line. And he's actually quicker than me. He says you have to lose 20 pounds.
Now, what's this I hear about
great,
you two going to make
I still haven't got over the Manchester United match yet.
You watch that?
Unbelievable.
As UEFA investigates allegations of racism from Vinicius Jr, Benfica's Gianluca Prestiani has denied saying anything racist from behind his shirt. Rio Ferdinand now has questioned why the Real Madrid forward was booked for celebrating.
I can't understand how we're trying to justify someone's poor behaviour, their ignorance, downright stupidness, just because someone scored an unbelievable goal, a spectacular goal, and he celebrates.
He was speaking there via Instagram. After the game, Jose Mourinho was accused of justifying the alleged racism by saying Vinicius didn't celebrate his goal in a respectful way. Charlton's vice-chairman and EDI lead Paul Elliott trusts UEFA to get this right. Prestiani could get a 10-game ban.
There's a right of appeal should the sanctions not be acceptable. If they are, the player accepts the sanctions. So Mourinho's comments, I just think they're designed to deflect away from the severity and the magnitude of what's happening.
Now, Ukraine's former world champion boxer Vladimir Klitschko tells us the Olympic Committee is making a gigantic mistake in allowing Russians and Belarusians to compete under their own flags at the Winter Paralympic Games.
We'll put more oil in the fire to actually try to completely delete from the map a country as Ukraine and Ukrainians as a nation. That's what their propaganda has been working on.
Russia was first banned in 2016 for state-sponsored doping and again over their invasion of Ukraine. There's more at talksport.com.
Good afternoon, listening to Max Rushden and Justin Moorhouse on talkSPORT until 4. Paul from Telford has been in touch, Justin. I knew this would happen. He says, I'm a bit confused. I've just tuned in. I can't understand when Tyson Fury became such an expert in curling. Is his new profession, since making his 12th retirement? You get it quite a lot, don't you, the Tyson Fury comparison? Do you think you sound like him? Sort of 70% Fury?
What's he called, this fella?
Paul in Telford.
Dosser. He's a dosser. I do get it a little bit, yes, but I mean, it's such a broad brush there, isn't he? Especially for a man from Telford. I'd rather be Tyson than his dad this week, anyway. That's the main thing.
Yeah, no, it's a fair point, isn't it?
Could you imagine if I was just walking on the street speaking like this, and Carl Froch overheard me and thought I was him, and just came at me, and I went, "Leave me alone! It's not me."
You look different on the telly. You look bigger on the telly. That's what they'd say. You look bigger and taller on the telly, don't you? Anyway, the football was great last night. We've covered the Vinicius issue, hopefully as well as we could have done. Let's talk to European football expert Lars Sivertsen on the other games. Hey, Lars.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Yeah, welcome to you.
Hi, Lars.
Should we start with Monaco PSG? Because that was Monaco 2-0 up. And, you just thought, is this the... I know PSG aren't the PSG they were last season, but that could have been a brilliant shock.
Yeah. Monaco really caught PSG on the hop. They scored in the 55th second or something on the game. And I'm not sure I'd say that PSG were frazzled, but they were a little careless. They got a lot of counterattacks against them. And it was one of those where PSG, they had all the ball, but every time Monaco attacked, it looked really dangerous. And they added one more to make it 2-0. And you think, wow, yeah, upset is on. But what has to be said is that PSG were always threatening themselves. And surprisingly, when they had to make a change, when Ousmane Dembele had to come off, they became better because Desiré Doué, who came on, was so good. And the challenge in this game became, how do we find spaces against the Monaco team that now has 2 goals and are happy to sit back? And Doué was just really, really good at finding openings, incisive passes, movements, really changed the game, really extraordinary. They refused to take it. I mean, there was a significant mistake by Fass, who had a loose touch in his own defense, let Kvaratskhelia in, fouled him to give away the pen, but then PSG missed the pen. And with a missed pen on 2-0 down, you think maybe this could be it, but they did end up turning the game around.
Justin, do you have a question for Lars?
2 things I want to say to Lars. One, you look absolutely like the sweet spot between 2 of my favourite comedians. You look like if such a thing could happen, that Alan Cochrane and Alaf Falafel had a child. So anyone wants to Google that, Alan Cochrane and Alaf Falafel, you look exactly like the both of them together.
But while we're on,
I would be surprised if that was my parentage.
Yeah.
I will ask my parents. Are we absolutely sure about where I came from? If there's something you haven't told me.
I like the idea of Monaco. It's a bit like Jersey versus Arsenal, this one, isn't it? It's like...
Well, you'll be delighted to hear that the Monaco Ultras, all 5 of them, was staging some kind of protest here. They exist. There are very few of them, but they exist, and they're not happy.
The Monaco Ultras. So, if you were a conspiracy theorist and you said you were at the top of either French football or UEFA, and Paris Saint-Germain had gone 2-0 down, you'd be awarding penalties, you'd be sending players off, wouldn't you? You'd be giving them a lifeline to take them back to Paris. They should see this one through, shouldn't they?
Yeah, and then, again, as much as if you only saw the highlights, if you only saw the scoreline, I did watch the game and have to impress on you. PSG were very good. And even at 2-0, you were sat there thinking, Monaco can't do an hour of this, because they were just, especially when Doué started humming, they were creating openings so well. And Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, the Georgian winger, was in irresistible form, as he often is. Probably my favorite player in the world to watch, I think, at this point. Kvara, he's such an inventive player. He's such a, unlike, there's a frequent criticism of modern football is that the players have a lot of their individualism coached out of them at academies. There's too many 1-2s and not enough dribbles and fun. Kvaratskhelia is mercifully unblemished by an academy background. He is a slightly unhinged player. Love watching him. Yeah, I'm a roundabout way of saying I'm pretty confident PSG will turn this around. Yeah, and we'll turn it around. We'll extend the lead at home. Yeah,
they'll pull away further. When did PSG become a team that we all kind of don't mind? We kind of like them. It's such a strange turnaround, isn't it?
It's a good point. I think that the paradox here is that it was Mbappe leaving, and I'm not sure that was necessarily Mbappe's fault. But when they had Luis Enrique as a coach, Mbappe left, as well as Neymar and Messi leaving, because they had these ludicrous situations where they had Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi, which sounds amazing, but the reality is that you have 3 guys who don't do any work off the ball.
Yeah.
So you have 7 outfielders effectively when the other team has the ball, which is very difficult. When all 3 of them ended up leaving, and let's not forget, they didn't want Mbappe to leave. They tried to make him stay. When they all left, you were left with Luis Enrique, who is a brilliant coach and a no-nonsense, tough guy, does ultra marathons and stuff in his spare time, I think, long distance, really tough character, and a bunch of young, motivated, talented players who were ready to work for each other, perhaps a little bit more than the previous guys were. And they just exploded and became, at least for a period, the best team in the world. And I think we, as neutrals, when we don't have skin in the game, I think we just naturally respond a little bit stronger to teams that you can tell are proper teams, and not just a couple of really talented guys with 7 guys doing all the running for them. As a neutral, I find teams that are genuine teams more fun to watch. I don't know about you.
Indeed.
Do you know what? I would like, before the season starts in the Premier League, all the managers have to do an ultra marathon, 20 points for the winner, 1 point for whoever comes 20th to start the season off.
At that? Who would do the best at that?
The thing is, the answer to any question about which Premier League manager is Sean Dyche, but obviously he's not there now.
Yeah.
So then you actually have to rack your brains, and sadly, there's no Pellegrini or Roy Hodgson in there at the moment for like who's really going to struggle with. Who's the oldest? Who is the oldest? I mean, Scott Parker will probably do all right.
Carrick could do all right.
This is what I'm thinking. Like the sort of
Carrick would
fairly
do all right,
recently
yeah.
retired players who have kept in good nick, I think would have an unfair advantage in the ultra marathon, I have to say.
Yeah. I mean, Thomas Frank, obviously not in the Premier League at the moment. He just, nothing about his fitness or anything. He just doesn't look like a man that would run. You know,
no, he would like, I'm not having this. Yeah. You guys can run. Yeah. No, he's healthy enough. He can do it, but he doesn't want to.
I know, but he's got that sinewy, could actually pull out a 2 hour 57
He'd
marathon.
be a savage on a bike, that guy. I reckon a bike
Yeah.
race, Thomas Frank would be all over it, you know.
He's probably on. He's
cobblestones and
probably,
everything. Yeah.
Probably doing that today.
He's probably on a Swift right now, listening to us cycling against lots of random people.
He looks like
around
that
Europe.
co-worker you have who insists on biking into work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was neither me
you
or
sound like Alan Brazil. I used to cycle in when I was covering mid-morning.
Oh, you were
Alan
that person. I wasn't aware.
Brazil
Max, I'm
would
sorry.
see my cycle helmet and look at me like I'd basically killed his family. What are you doing on a bike? What's wrong? It's like quite a good way to get about, Alan. Anyway, we haven't really got time to talk about anything else, but very quickly, Galatasaray smashing Juve was an amazing game.
Just so much fun. I mean, we talk a lot about XG. How about X fun, expected fun, the XF? It was so high in this game. And I am very happy because last year I did something that really all serious European football aficionados should do, which make the pilgrimage to Istanbul and watch. Ideally, I got to see all three of them, Besiktas, Fenerbahce, and Galatasaray at home in the same week. But you should go and try to experience it because it is one of those experiences that does live up to the hype. The atmosphere is absolutely unbelievable. Istanbul is massive. Like, you don't really appreciate like what a world city Istanbul is, I think, unless you spend any time there. It's frighteningly big, and you can see Galatasaray flags everywhere. That they are such a huge football club, and we tend to think of them as just sort of superstars who have fallen on bad times end up going to Turkey is a joke and a meme for a good reason. But Galatasaray has everything in terms of the size and the cultural footprint, and also the financing. When you look at some of the players they can afford to bring in, they should be a serious European force, at least in the same way the big Portuguese teams tend to be. But they do have this tendency of just not getting it done in Europe. So I having grown a little fond of that whole setup, being completely wowed by the experience of going there, I was delighted to see them absolutely just smash Juventus out of sight. And it was such a fun game. It was everything you want Turkish football to be, full of energy, full of excitement and invention, incredible atmosphere. Like, what a game that was. I was watching it on telly and I felt very jealous of the people who were there.
Always good to chat, Lars. Thanks for coming on.
Anytime, guys.
And actually, for people who do have a lot of time on their hands, if you Google Lars Sivertsen, obviously your comedians, whoever you said they were, Olaf Falafel and who was it, Eddie Cochran?
No, Alan Cochran.
And but also the games teacher from Grange Hill, and this is good.
Bolly Baxter.
Yeah. And also, if you look at what the little kid from The Sixth Sense looks like now, it will blow your mind if you just do that of the comparison with Lars Sivertsen. Anyway, thank you, Lars. It is Max Rushden and Justin Moorhouse with you until 4. David O'Leary will join us next. Arsenal playing Wolves in the sort of secret Premier League fixture tonight at Molineux, and we'll talk to David about that in just a second.
All right, let's go to Theo. He's a Liverpool fan. All right, Theo?
All right, Theo.
All right, lads. How are we doing?
All right, mate.
All right, Theo. Do you want to talk about Saka?
Well, I was sort of, now you've brought it up, I was wanting to talk about, the Vinicius Jr, Saka, and the sort of Van Dijk.
Okay. Go on.
You got a lot to talk about. We're off air at 1.
Come on.
I'll try
Get your points across.
Okay, so first one, the Vinicius Jr. one. I think the celebration's fine. I've seen much worse. It's football. This stuff happens at the end of the day. The fact that the fact that people like Jose Mourinho and other people are saying that the celebration means that can kind of justify the racism and what happened after that, I think is outrageous and a little bit disgusting.
I think what you said though was about talking about Eusebio, the greatest player, one of the greatest Portuguese players at the time, played for the club. I'm not sure he was defending it. I think he was saying that they're not racist because their best player was black.
But that's not really an excuse.
No, it's not.
No, of course not.
No, but I don't think he was defending it or excusing it.
When it comes to Saka, I'd say I wouldn't have him in the Liverpool squad. Well, not in this. I wouldn't have him in the starting 11.
Squad, does he? Well, you backtrack quickly there.
Well, no, because
he's getting your squad.
He'd get on the bench.
The Premier League leaders, the title favourites and the best defence in Europe have been blocked by Brentford and their rookie boss.
They're trying to methodically plot their course to a first championship in more than 2 decades, and I think that could come back to haunt them.
Eze forward now towards Martinelli, breaks into the penalty area on the left-hand side, and he finishes superbly.
If you're a prospective champion, this is the life that you have to lead.
They're playing extremely well, Arsenal, and that's a cultural thing, saying this is what we do at this football club.
I don't think there's any doubt in any Arsenal fan's mind. Win the Premier League.
Been close 2 or 3 times now. This is the time. You've been given all the tools. Everything's in play. Look at the squad they've got.
João Gomez at the byline, gets to the cross and turned in. Santiago Bueno for Wolverhampton Wanderers.
We're in a difficult situation. If everyone just not turn up anymore now, we'd be getting badly criticised, and we're all fighting for something now, fighting for the football club.
You're live on talkSPORT tonight from Molineux, 8 o'clock kickoff, Wolves versus Arsenal. Let's talk to Arsenal legend David O'Leary. Afternoon, David. Hello, David O'Leary.
Hello, how's everybody?
There you are. Yes, really good. Thank you, David. I mean, unless you are like on a different planet and there's a 25-second delay, we have got through to you. I hope so. I'll just say over, like we're on walkie-talkies for the next question. Arsenal couldn't slip up tonight, could they? Over?
No, I think they'd be far too superior for Wolves tonight, and I think it'd be a great disappointment if they didn't come away with a win, and that's what they're going to Wolverhampton to do tonight, and to take it to 7 points and put the onus back on Man City.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the game Brentford away is not an easy game in the Premier League. They have a really good home record, but I guess any time Arsenal drop points, neutrals are suddenly like, oh, we need a title race, because we've said it before, like they are clearly the best team in the country at the moment.
You make a great point, a good question, and honestly, I couldn't believe the reaction afterwards of people saying Arsenal got nervous or bottled a little bit. Brentford now, under Keith, who's done a superb job, is not given to go there and win. You know what you're going to get. They play to their strengths. I always thought the Brentford game coming away after, or going to it beforehand and coming away think that's a good point, because going to it, you think to yourself, this is going to be a scrappy, messy game. Both teams in the end, through good defensive work, both teams could have scored. And I put it down as, yes, you've dropped 2 points, but if you want to win the league, you go to places like that and dig out a result. And that's what Arsenal did on the night. And I thought it was a good away point, in other words. Now, I think we're going to a different stage tonight, and I'd be very disappointed if you come away with a draw here tonight, because this is a game you should win, and it's the one that, if you're going to win the championship, this is the one you should win.
Hi, David. It's Justin here. I'm standing in today. I've watched Arsenal a few times this season, and I'm a Manchester United fan, and I've always sort of admired Arsenal for their style and for their discipline, for their romance, and all the things about Arsenal Football Club. Are you enjoying watching the football this season? I know, means to an end and all that, but I mean, the assaults at every corner. I mean, it's horrible to watch, isn't it?
You know what? I watch more when Arsenal, somebody gives Arsenal a corner kick or a free kick, just the apprehension before it's taken, and that's what's got into people's heads as well. That they're so strong that don't give particularly a corner kick or a free kick. They're so dangerous and so prolific in that way. And in many of the games I've seen this season, they've grinded out matches that they've won, and they've won through a set play and that way. It would be nice if you scored more goals from outfield play, like we've seen, say, at Leeds when they went to Leeds and put on could bounce back after the Manchester United game. It was a fantastic performance. But that is a big strength, and it's a strength that's won them a lot of games where it was very close, apart from those set plays.
I suppose the beautiful thing about a title challenge like this is that you need a bit of both, don't you? You need a bit of brains and you need a bit of brawn. And it looks like Saka signed this massive deal. How good is he, in your opinion?
I think, look, first of all, as a young lad, seeing him come through, what a lovely lad as well. That's the main thing, apart from you hope he goes on to the next level and becomes a great footballer. You hope he doesn't change. Instead, he's a lovely person. A lot to do with his mum and dad. When you meet people and when you meet his mum and dad, you think to yourself, no wonder that's the reason he's turned out so well. So you're very lucky to have a lad like that. You hope he goes to the next level and he doesn't sit on this contract, which I don't think he will. I think he wants to prove that he's one of the greats of Arsenal. And when he plays well, Arsenal play well, and he's a threat in that way. I think overall this season, if you ask me, most outstanding player for me has been Declan Rice. He's been the most consistent. He's a player now on this run-in you wouldn't particularly want to lose through injury, because, as I say, his consistency and his high performance every game has been fantastic.
Yeah.
What would you prefer, David? The Premier League or the Champions League?
Oh God, you know what? I was over the weekend. We were talking, and people were asking the same behind the scenes with a few of the board members and everything. And it'll always be thrown in our faces that for all the Man United, the Chelsea's, they've won the big one, and Arsenal's not in that history there. And I think to myself, God. I still think I'd want to win the league, because I think if we didn't win the league, we'd be accused of bottling it, and I wouldn't want to have that. I think we've a great chance of winning the league, winning the Qarabag Cup, and I think there's no reason why I've seen so far to go very deep into the Champions League, because, as I say, I look at the teams that have been playing. We played Bayern Munich. I think they'll be a better team next when we play them. But I don't think there's anything to fear if we play like we can, and particularly the way we played against them. We just blew them away on the night.
Let's hope the quadruple chat starts to put the more pressure on.
Exactly. Cheers, David. Thanks for coming on, pal.
It's a pleasure. Have a good afternoon there. Thank you.
David O'Leary there. I have said this to David, but he did pull back John Taylor when he was clean through in the FA Cup quarter-final in 1991.
Yeah.
I think it was one apiece at the time, and I've never quite forgiven him. But I did want to say, I don't say it at the start of the interview, but it was a straight red.
Move on,
I know I've
Move
got
on,
to.
Mate.
I do like to say, because I've never met the Sackers. I've never met. Bukayo Saka's parents. Have you met the Saka?
And when are we
they sound like
likely
lovely
to?
people.
When he says, and when you meet them, I don't.
Yeah.
Is this like ultra cameo? You can pay £85 and meet them.
Is it after Meet the Fockers?
Yeah,
it's Meet the Sackers.
Sackers.
It's a different movie. But if anyone has, we'd love to hear, if you've met the Sackers. Lovely people.
And actually, what I'd like is the other side of the story. If you take, don't listen to a word O'Leary says, a pair of mealy-mouthed.
I like this. There's an ultramarathon of Roy Hodgson, Neil Warnock and Big Sam. Hopefully before the January transfer window opens. Do it as an Ironman instead of an ultramarathon. Make things really interesting.
Iron longer man with those three.
I was looking at, because when they say which Premier League manager and then you suddenly can't remember any of the Premier League managers. I think Daniel Farke is struggling. That's what I think. Moyes and Farke will be towards the back.
Yeah.
Maybe Igor Tudor, but I don't know a lot about Igor Tudor. I've only really seen him from the shoulders up at this point. So
Carrick could look good as well. He'd gracefully do a marathon.
He wouldn't. Yeah, he'd still look great afterwards, wouldn't he? He'd do it in that coat. He's a dish.
Nice
it's true. Anyway, we've done an hour. Are you enjoying it, Justin? Do you want to stay for the next two?
I'm here. I'm contractually obliged, and I'm not looking for a get out. There's no break clause in this one.
No one's going to trigger. Be sad if Smooth FM triggered your release clause halfway through the show, wouldn't they? Just whip you off to afternoons there. It is Rushden and Moorhouse on talkSPORT in partnership with Toolstation. Pick up your wet weather essentials today. Next stop, Toolstation.
Dijk is now Arsenal's top earner as the England winner has signed a 5-year contract worth at least £78 million.
That's amazing, isn't it?
That
is amazing.
That's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Jason Cundy was speaking in the sports bar last night and whether Saka's position on the right wing for England is in jeopardy.
But I think there's definitely an argument to be said that he, in a World Cup year, where I would say before he was a nailed-on, guaranteed, 100% starter out wide right for Thomas Tuchel, I think there can be a conversation where there shouldn't be.
Do you believe it's a conversation up for debate? Well, Madueke, obviously, but Madueke's not on. Madueke's not the level of Saka.
No, he's not. But this season, I don't think you can say that Saka's not been the level of Saka.
No. Saka at the moment is the best of the wide bunch, definitely. No, you disagree.
No,
you do. I know you do.
I don't have a problem. I'm just saying it's not as straightforward as Jamie O'Hara thinks. I think Jason Cundy is well within his rights to bring it up.
Well, it's a long time to the World Cup.
Of course it is. And Saka has been and will continue to be fantastic. But what I'm saying is, I don't half enjoy watching Madueke when he's on it. I enjoy it. But as I said earlier, Al, what a lovely dilemma to have if you're Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah.
Great.
I've had a chance to talk to you about the extension of his contract. Don't think I did I?
Who, Cundy's?
Last week. Cundy.
And surely not O'Hara's. That should be ripped up, never being extended.
Good afternoon. You're listening to the world's biggest sports radio station. It's talkSPORT. Max Rushden and Justin Moorhouse with you until 4. Adrian Clark will join us in a bit. We'll do some EFL. Mickey Quinn, so many goals. We'll be on to look ahead to Newcastle's trip to Qarabag as well. Right now, though, just gone 2. Let's get the sport from Ben Fletcher.
Talk Sport.
Good afternoon. Benfica have issued a statement fully supporting Gianluca Prestiani amid the racism row with Vinicius Jr. UEFA have appointed an ethics and disciplinary inspector following the incident in Lisbon. Prestiani has denied saying anything racist and insists he was misunderstood from behind his shirt. Kick It Out chair Sanjay Bandari's told this programme he's not convinced by that.
Why would you do that? Is that the act of an innocent person? Is that the kind of thing that someone who's saying, or is that an innocent act, or is it the act of someone who's deliberately trying to conceal that they're saying something that they know they shouldn't be saying?
If UEFA don't believe Prestiani's version of events, there could be a 10-game ban. Charlton Vice-Chairman and EDI lead Paul Elliott trusts UEFA to get this right.
There's a right of appeal should the sanctions not be acceptable. If they are, the player accepts the sanctions. So Mourinho's comments, I just think they're designed to deflect away from the severity and the magnitude of what's happening.
Ukrainian officials have confirmed they'll boycott the Winter Paralympics, but athletes will still compete. It's over the decision to allow Russia and Belarus to participate under their own flags. Vladimir Klitschko has told us the IPC has made a huge mistake.
Will put more oil in the fire to actually try to completely delete from the map a country as Ukraine and Ukrainians as a nation. That's what their propaganda has been working on.
Russia was first banned back in 2016 for state-sponsored doping and again over their invasion of Ukraine. And Constitution Hill makes his eagerly awaited debut in the flat this Friday at Southall. He'll be ridden by Sheen Murphy in the 12-furlong Road to Cheltenham Novice Stakes. There's 40 grand up for grabs, and there's more at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
Surrey Police urges witnesses to come forward after human trafficking claims appear in the Epstein files, and petrol and bread have driven a sharp drop in inflation. There's more from the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Today it's raining tyres in our centres, including top-notch brands like Pirelli. Visit your local centre or quickfit.com and book today.
Cold with brisk winds in the south, mostly dry in the north this afternoon, with rain sometimes heavy in Northern Ireland.
Good afternoon. It is Max Rushden and Justin Moorhouse in for Charlie, in for Andy. I'm in for Paul on Wednesdays. H and J, R and B, R and M. That's what this is today. Now, Justin, question.
Yeah.
The TalkSPORT text board is an interesting place, and I would like to know, how do you? But it is a smorgasbord text board of opinions, and some presenters hide it away. They don't like to look at it because not everything that comes in is positive. I kind of like to embrace all the feedback we get. How do you feel about? You're just a stand-up comedian. You will get instant feedback. You will have had it through your career, I imagine. You're now so established that it's just pure love, I imagine.
Take the brickbacks with the bouquets, as is often said. I often find. In real life, when I get criticism online, social media stuff, what I've tended to do in the past is just a silent follow. So somebody will say something really hurtful, and I'll not reply, I'll not respond, I'll just follow them.
That's
and that
good.
messes with it. That's the equivalent of just standing outside their house and just looking at it, because I'm just watching everything they do. But I mean, it used to bother me, but actually I'm not bothered. There's nothing you can say that's going to hurt me, really. So it doesn't really matter, does it? It sticks.
Okay, because Gavin has been in touch. Gavin's been in touch.
I hate Gavin,
and he's just written in capitals. This is a hard listen, guys. That's what Gavin says.
What was it about? You don't know it was about us. It might have been the subject. He might be aghast at the chances of Arsenal winning the league. That might have been what it was hard, or it might have been the issue of racism in Champions League football.
True. Could have been the audio
Difficult
quality
truth.
of David O'Leary's phone line.
Yeah.
Gavin could just be really obsessed with pure audio, but I'm happy to dedicate this next hour to Gavin.
Hey, Gavin,
maybe we could
why
turn
don't
around
you tell us what we need to do better?
Lewis has been in touch on the ultra marathon for the Premier. The idea is the Premier League, before the Premier League, They all do an ultra marathon, and the order they finish, you get 20 points if you come first, 1 point.
Yep.
So you've got to choose your manager carefully, because that could be Premier League survival.
Oh, yeah, you're halfway to survival, aren't you?
Yeah, Lewis says Arne Slot would be treading water after a mile, in my opinion.
You know what I do? I bring Zola Budd in for pre-season. I don't know if she can still run like she used to.
Right,
and
I
then
see.
sack her before the season starts. And you got
So that's Marinakis' plan,
Yeah.
is to get Wilson Kipketer
Yeah.
to do the first 4 games of the season. They've got to manage at least half the season. Or
you're
you
putting
don't,
caveats in now. No wonder Gavin doesn't like this show. It's full of get-out clauses.
Jack, the Chelsea fan, says 2 really nice, mildly funny blokes having fun on air. What's not to like? Thank you, sir.
What's he listening to?
Thank you, Jack. That's kind of you.
Yeah.
I came up with some radio features for Justin Moore. You've done lots of radio shows before, so you've probably done these features. I don't know.
I used to do like a proper radio show on I'm not saying this isn't, but I used to do a music based.
No, we understand. We all know. The listeners know. We're all in it. We know this isn't real. I take your point.
I was saying before, when I was being briefed before the show, that I used to be able to play like 8 to 10 records, and all this chatting in between was not required. And we used to come up with different features. We used to some great ones. My favourite radio feature I ever did was Around the World in 80 shows. So every day we would speak to somebody who lived in Manchester, for that's where I was, who was from a different country. But we give them absolutely no. So we would say, "What's your name, Dave? Where are you from? Uzbekistan. Why are you in Manchester? I'm doing a doctorate. All right, bye." That was it.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do this idea on talkSPORT, actually, because they always, whenever I have a meeting, they say, look, you do tend to get the same people on and chat to them. I'm like, yeah, but they're nice. They know the show. It's good. And I just wanted to do a feature called How Are Things? And you'd get Harry Kane, but you'd literally just go, how are things? And he'd go, I'm all right. And you'd go, thanks.
Yeah.
That's it.
What
I
about
think How Are Things is a really good feature.
Just in Moorhouse, just in your house. So I would broadcast live, but from your porch. So I would in the house.
Just halfway in the front door. Because I did have Justin Moore Full House, which is kind of trust bingo, right? Where we'd get maybe 5 listeners, and then we'd get them to write the numbers down that they wanted. You know, any numbers between 1 and 50.
I thought you were predicting the success of this show then. We'd get maybe 5 listeners.
We'd take 5. Look, if we get to double figures, we're all very happy. All the bosses, they just say, well done, guys, 11. It's when Jim and Simon come off air. They go, well, 12, guys, well done. So like trust bingo, I think could really work as a radio feature.
Explain.
So the listeners will we'd tell them to write, what does bingo up to? 100? Must take a while.
90, top of the shop. You can tell you're so middle class, man. What is bingo up to? What is Housey up to these days?
The thing is, Justin, I didn't have a lot of time for bingo because of Cambridgeshire County Youth Orchestra. Yeah. What was I meant to do? What was I meant to do? For goodness' sake, I had some Wagner to practice. So okay, we do a shorter version, right, where the listeners would just write 3 numbers down between 1 and 10.
Yep.
Okay, and then you would be the bingo caller.
Yep.
And you would just shout out the numbers, and they would honestly play. And the first person to say house, Justin Moore House, would win the bingo.
Yeah. On-air bingo.
On-air bingo.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have time. Would drive time delay for 15 minutes so we could try on-air bingo.
On-air bingo, yeah. We could play it now. Give me the numbers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could write down, but it's only me, isn't it? We have to someone else. We've only got 3 minutes, and then we're going to talk to someone else.
Check it, because you always have to get somebody to go over and just go, check in line. No, it's not right.
Well, the next time, because there will obviously be after the success of this program, we will do Trust Bingo, Dustin or Justin, where I get a listener on and I give them facts about you or the late great Dustin Diamond, who played Screech from Saved by the Bell, and they have to work out who it is.
Yeah.
Same quiz, but Moorhouse between you and Adrian Moorhouse. Although he is notoriously difficult to track down because when you're not available for guest attendance, I have tried to get one of the producers to try and get Adrian Moorhouse, but I don't either. We haven't got through to him, or he's not up for it. That's the that's what's happened with him. But if we can, he doesn't need to be on the show for the facts about Adrian Moorhouse. And then I had Justin Moorhouse proud, but I haven't worked out what that feature is yet.
Also, I
had a nap.
So you tell me the best thing about your house, and I had somebody else tell me that. So I got Kevin in from Croydon, and he tells me he's just had a new. He's replaced the roof on his conservatory with a solid unit because he wanted it to be more of a second home. But Julie in Tewkesbury she's just future-proofed her house because they're getting on now, her and her husband, and they put a stair lift in. And I have to decide which is the best. And
we can do this then.
Toolstate should get involved because obviously it's on brand.
Okay, 8:10.89. I don't think Gavin will like this bit, but that's okay. 8:10.89. What are you most house proud of? Is that the question? What are you most proud of in your house?
Yeah.
Alistair in Kilmarnock says, I just feel it's important to say I really appreciate the replacement bus service of radio. That's what I'm now referred to on this show. It is Max and Justin with you until 4 here on talkSPORT. So 8:10.89 as we launch the new radio feature, Justin Moorhouse Proud, where you just tell Justin what you're proud of in your house. It's not living things, is it? You can't say I'm proud of, I'm proud of my cat. Or can they? They can take it anywhere they want.
It's got to be improvements. It has to be what's improved you to make you more house proud. And I'm plaintively, a word that I don't often use, peering through the glass now for somebody definitely going to be using the old M People song or Heather Small. What have you done, you see? Julie, what's made you proud?
If you get proud, it takes them normally an hour or two to get some music. Adam says there is a CBeebies show called Justin's House with a robot who does dusting. I feel like dusting with Justin could be a great feature on
Do you know that guy? Do you know that guy?
Yeah.
The guy who's from Justin's House. He's very famous. Right. And
is he?
I once got an email by my agent. We'd love Justin to come and switch the Christmas lights on in Warrington. And the fee was fantastic. I have no connection with the town of Warrington. No connection. And I was just, why have they asked me to switch the lights on in Warrington? And the fee was great. I can tell you what Justin from CBeebies gets to switch the lights on in a provisional northwest town. It's four figures. It's 4 figures.
4 figures?
Yes.
4 figures?
4 figures.
Oh, yeah. For the Warrington Christmas lights.
And the only thing that stopped me doing it...
low 4 or high 4?
Oh, mid-4s.
Mid-4s?
Mid-4s, yeah. And he said, he'll know the score because he's done it before. And I went, I can't do this now. But I just would imagine turning up and doing that. That would have been fantastic.
It's like the day I got a phone call. I was working on local radio at the BBC, and I got a phone call from PM on Radio 4 asking if I would go on to give my views of the 4th plinth in Trafalgar Square, because there was also an architecture expert or an art expert, I'm not sure, who was all called Max. And I was honest at the time, and then I really regretted it. I could have just had so much fun with John Humphreys or whatever. Scott says, I'm most proud of my off button on my radio. That's good stuff, Scott. Come on, you and Gavin, get together. You'll have a great time. Dan got in touch and listened to another text today on the subject when we were having the serious conversation about Vinicius, but when you said Trent Alexander-Arnold, you did basically say Terence Trent D'Arby.
I know. And I felt
it was the wrong
myself,
subject to pick you up at this time.
And I was looking at Max going, second time I plaintively looked towards for help. I said, Max, help me out here. Help me out. As our conversation got really kind of serious, and it was a serious, obviously, conversation, I remembered all our prep for it had been something along the lines of we discussed more the referee's protocol of putting the cross over his eyes. It's such a weird thing that he needs a move, a dance move, wasn't it? Like he's voguing or something, or like, as I said, if you go for communion and you don't want the actual communion because you miss confession or something like that. It's a strange thing. Yeah, I did. Hands up. I misremembered.
But the real question is Terence Trent D'Arby, like, is he defensively susceptible? I know he's got great distribution, but the point is, could you convert him into a centre midfielder? That's the question. 8:10.89. It is Max and Justin with you until 4. Mickey Quinn will join us in just a second. Then we'll look ahead to Newcastle's trip to Qarabag.
are my 3 big predictions this week. So first up, next Manchester United manager. Michael Carrick, he's been doing an amazing job to galvanise Manchester United players. 4 wins, 1 draw. And on the pitch, everything seems to be going well at Old Trafford. We've got Kobbie Mainoo back in the starting 11. Benjamin Šeško's looking good. Bruno Fernandes is just being Bruno Fernandes. So I can see why people want him to get the job. But for me, whilst he does understand the club, he understands the identity, I think I'd like to see a proven winner at the helm. Thomas Tuchel is out of the running. It would be difficult, I think, to bring in any other managers working at the World Cup. So I'm going to go with Luis Enrique. I think that he understands what it is to play for a big club, obviously ex-Real Madrid and Barcelona player, and what it is to manage a big club. He won the Champions League with Barcelona as a manager. And, with PSG, he transformed that PSG side. It was a group of ego-led expensive players, and he brought in hungry young players and turned them into a solid side. I'd like to see what he could do in the Premier League, so it feels like that's naturally the next step. But there is every chance that he might remain at PSG, so then I think that Carrick isn't a bad backup option, put it that way. Next up, I'm going with World Cup winner. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure if it's England. Spain obviously are contenders after winning Euro 2024. I think they fall short when it comes to their forwards. You've got Lamine Yamal. He can't do it all on his own, though, can he? He's got Nico Williams as well, who's dangerous. But
well aware going into this season it was going to be different for us.
And neither PSG nor Newcastle are going to finish in the top 8. I think if you said to a Newcastle fan before the start of this season you'll get a Champions League playoff place, they would have bit your hand off. Tonali with another drive! Oh, what a goal! Sandro Tonali!
When you're in the Champions League, you have to prioritise that because it's not looking likely that Newcastle are playing well enough to reach the top 5 in the Premier League.
It's Newcastle 2, Brentford 3.
This will be pretty much the last game that they'll have wanted. Yes, of course, they should win, but Qarabag have been decent at home, a couple of good home results.
Turned in on the follow-up, it's Leandro Andrade. Qarabag equalise. A pivotal night in the race for the Champions League.
You'll have on talkSPORT 2 tonight, Qarabag versus Newcastle United. Let's talk to former Newcastle striker, legend of talkSPORT, Mickey Quinn. All right, Quinny?
Maxie La, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, my friend. You heard Andy Brassel there saying this is the draw they didn't want. I mean, it is a really long way. I mean, I don't know if that's enough of a, is that bad? Like, there are harder teams they could have played, but Qarabag are decent at home.
Come on,
and it is like 2,500 miles. Yes or no, Quiddy? You don't agree?
No, I'm not having that. They all got private jets and everything, haven't they? So they'll arrive there and travel in luxury. And listen, to me, after the way Qarabag played against Liverpool, I think he's won Qarabag in the playoffs to try and get through.
Did you hear Eddie Howe saying the result against, how many did Liverpool get? Was it 6? I forgot.
6. Could have been 10.
Yeah.
Could have been 10.
Eddie Howe said the result, if you looked at the result, you wouldn't have seen the performance. It was a bit of they're actually not, we might not win 6-1 is what he was saying. He was actually saying, the game was pretty tight, is what Eddie Howe said.
No, I mean, listen, once Liverpool got the goal and dominated it really could have been 10 the amount of chances. I was very disappointed with Qarabag because I think they played well against Chelsea early on in the competition. Someone else, if I don't recall. But looking at the game, to be fair, out of all the choices, I wanted Qarabag as an ex-Newcastle player who wants them to do well,
It's look, the last two results have been massive for Newcastle, haven't they? That win at Spurs, obviously, which was the end of Thomas Frank, and then the win in the FA Cup. Because it's been one of those seasons where they're sort of teetering on having a terrible season, and then they just pull a couple of results out that make it sort of kind of okay. Is that fair?
Yeah, it is fair. But listen, they're not far off being a very, very good team. I think the signings hopefully will come good eventually, Max. But they've been quiet, and with having injuries, then relying on them new signings to come in, the likes of Langer, Voltemade, Visser, they haven't fired, Max. And they're not your backup, but they were the people to strengthen the squad, and they haven't been firing. So it made you miss the likes of Bruno that little bit more, Joe Linton that little bit more. But there's been lots of positives this season. I mean, we've got some great kids there: Lewis Miley, Livramento, Lewis Hall, kids you build teams around. And when they are fully fit, the squad, the team, they're a handful. No surprise to see them win 2 away games. Mind you, if you're not playing well away from home, who's the team you want to go to if you want to win an away game? Spurs. And it give them a bit of confidence. And then again, another weekend win.
Hi, Mickey. My name's Justin, and last time we were together it was 1993 at Wetherby Racecourse, and you'd won a fistful, and I don't remember. I was the young lad that said, "Well done, Mr. Quinn," and you said, "Thanks, lad." Anyway,
did he give you the tip?
I don't think you did. I think the phrase is you were in your cups.
True.
True. And you were, I think you were still a top-level professional footballer at the time. There's a big this tonight for them. Go out there, get the job done, come back. They've got 3 players on the edge of suspension, haven't they? Which they don't want. No. If they get bookings. I think about playing somewhere like, where's the weirdest place? And maybe Qarabag don't play in their home ground anyway after a war and that. But where's the furthest and weirdest and oddest place you've ever played professional football, Mickey?
Right, I played for a team in Greece called PAOK in Thessalonikus, and they have like we have the FA Cup. They have their version of the FA Cup, but it's in group stages. So it starts at the start of the season, finishes at the end of the season, but every team has got to have like a 4th division team, a 3rd division team, 2nd division, and a Premier League team.
Yeah,
that's
a good idea.
So we were drawn against Crete away from home.
Difficult place to go. The largest and most southerly of all the Greek islands.
Well,
home of the Minotaur.
I thought, yeah, holiday club, this, that, and the other, laid back. But over there, like the team I played for was the biggest club in northern Greece. So all our derbies for PAOK were against AEK Athens, Olympiakos, Panathinaikos. So these little clubs in the 4th division, 3rd division, they're nursery clubs for the Athens clubs or PAOK. So we were playing Crete, who was a nursery club for Olympiakos. Well, my God, it put the fear of God up me because we were stoned, we were spat at, and that was only getting off the coach.
Yeah.
And they had to call for police escorts to get us off the pitch at half time. And the bus on the way home was smashed to bits, all the glass. Weird and wonderful. There was 1,800 people jammed into a very small ground.
Yeah.
And it was the most hostile ground I've ever played at, and the weirdest ground. Couldn't wait to get out of there, get to the airport, and get back to Thessalonikus.
Just add a quick...
Let me tell you, Justin, Greece wasn't the word.
I just had a look. That was... is that the way you scored the 1 goal you scored in the 9 games?
9 games, 1 goal.
No, come on. I scored 1 game and 9 goals. I had to fly back and forth from Greece because I had a few personal things going on. But if you take the cup goals into consideration, try 7 in 15 games.
That's interesting. Wikipedia doing you a disservice. So on the Greek version of talkSPORT, someone did once ring up and say "so many goals," but in Greek. I don't know what the Greek. I don't know if you were there long enough to learn the Greek.
10 months I was, and I really enjoyed the lifestyle over there. Anyway, and completely different alphabet and very hard language. Yasov means cheers.
Yeah.
I knew that one.
You know, when you got a tough game away at Crete, somebody goes, "Give us a gamma." Give us Mickey, I'm always interested in players like yourself who've had successful careers and you played for a lot of clubs. You know, are you an Everton fan at heart?
Do I look bitter and twisted, Justin? Do I look bitter and twisted?
I'm not. Are you a Liverpool fan then?
Of course.
So of all the teams that you played for, Wigan, Stockport, Oldham, sounds like the worst tour I've ever been on. That Portsmouth, Newcastle. Which one do you know when they always say, "I look out for them. I look out for the results"? Whose results do you look out for first?
Well, it would be Newcastle, Coventry.
Yeah.
Coventry give me the platform to play in the Premier League.
Yeah.
All them other clubs was not stepping stones, but on the way to getting to the big league, division. So I never left any club on bad terms. So I look out for all of them. But Newcastle would be close to my heart. Inducted into the Hall of Fame there last year. Geordies everywhere. I could be out to Mongolia and they'd be, "Why, I'm Mickey Man." Someone pop up over there.
Yep.
Portsmouth with Alan Ball, we got promoted to the old First Division, and Coventry in the Premier League. Wigan, Stockport, Oldham still touch the heartstrings, but yeah, the top 3 would be Newcastle, Coventry, and Portsmouth.
Pauk till I die. That's Mickey Quinn, isn't it? Always good to chat, Mickey. Have a good day, pal.
Cheers, Max. Cheers, Justin.
All the best.
There we go. Back to 1993. And from Weatherby in 93 to Pauk in 96.
Yeah.
All bases covered. Saw Justin perform in the mighty town of Warminster September last year. I wasn't expecting to see him on the best radio station in the world today. Get him on the books. 5-year contract at least, says Adam. And a different Adam says, on the regards of how you deal with internet trolls by following them. Adam says, I once slagged someone off online. They responded by donating to a charity fundraising run I was preparing for at the time. Quite difficult to process, says Adam.
That's elite.
To do it.
That's elite passive aggression. I love that.
That's so good. After my views on Jim Ratcliffe on Saturday with Charlie, if I followed everyone that abused me, I'd be following about 25 million people.
Yeah.
But, Twitter is it's a different place these days, and most opinions are valid. Aren't
it's they? Not real.
Yeah.
I've got it. Like my friend Mick Ferry once said, "You got 1 million followers on Twitter, invite them to a barbecue. How many are coming?"
But you wouldn't want all of them to come, would you?
No. What the price of sausage these days.
It's Max and Justin with you until 4. Paddy's Challenge next, then we'll do some EFL with Adrian Clark.
Would you want an old rival as yours? And Liverpool fans, is there any chance that he could come back if Slot gets the bullet? Now, you were asking me whether or not I would have taken Klopp at Man United, and I said not in a million years. Yes. Let's speak to another Man United fan. He goes by the name of George. Hello, George. How are you?
Hello, George.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you today?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Good. What would you like to say, George?
You I've been supporting United for 65 years. But do you cut off your nose to spite your face?
Mm-hmm.
You pose the question that if you can guarantee that within 2 years Klopp can win you the league, go for it. Why not? It'll get United back to winning ways.
Yeah, okay, but I mean there is no guarantee of that. But here's my question: would you take that gamble? That's my question.
Yeah, I would. Look at what we've done in the past few years. Look at all the managers that have come and gone. They've all proved done. You know he's a proven manager. If it wasn't for City, as much as Han United and against Liverpool, but if it wasn't for City, they would have won 3-4 more leagues.
Yes.
You know that. So that's a fact. I go by facts. The fact is that he's a very good manager. And you don't cut off your nose just to spite your face.
Spot on, George.
Why not?
Okay.
We need him.
George,
we need him.
George, thank you for that.
Well said, George.
With Klopp, I'm a little bit sort of like, I know he's a good manager, but he only won the league once.
Yeah, but look at the Man City side he was playing against.
Oh, Leicester managed to win the league in that, didn't they?
But as well, Klopp has never really, provoked Manchester United, has he? Do you know what I'm saying? He's never provoked Manchester United, even...
What do you mean provoked? What do you mean?
I mean, some managers might have, rivalries against clubs and, they beat Manchester United.
Your Liverpool manager, that's enough provoking.
As UEFA investigates allegations of racism from Vinicius Jr, Benfica's Gianluca Prestiani has denied saying anything racist from behind his shirt. Rio Ferdinand now has questioned why the Real Madrid forward was booked for celebrating.
I can't understand how we're trying to justify someone's poor behaviour, their ignorance, downright stupidness, just because someone scored an unbelievable goal, a spectacular goal, and he celebrates.
He was speaking there via Instagram. After the game, Jose Mourinho was accused of justifying the alleged racism by saying Vinicius didn't celebrate his goal in a respectful way. Charlton's vice-chairman and EDI lead Paul Elliott trusts UEFA to get this right. Prestiani could get a 10-game ban.
There's a right of appeal should the sanctions not be acceptable. If they are, the player accepts the sanctions. So Mourinho's comments, I just think they're designed to deflect away from the severity and the magnitude of what's happening.
Now, Ukraine's former world champion boxer Vladimir Klitschko tells us the Olympic Committee is making a gigantic mistake in allowing Russians and Belarusians to compete under their own flags at the Winter Paralympic Games.
We'll put more oil in the fire to actually try to completely delete from the map a country as Ukraine and Ukrainians as a nation. That's what their propaganda has been working on.
Russia was first banned in 2016 for state-sponsored doping and again over their invasion of Ukraine. There's more at talksport.com.
Challenge on talkSPORT with Hawksby and Jacobs. What critics are calling one of the many radio quiz segments happening this week. Paddy Power. 18 plus BeGambleAware.org.
Time now for Paddy's Challenge, our quiz for charity in association with our friends and official betting partner Paddy Power. In Paddy's Challenge, we put our knowledge of the wonderful world of sport to the test with the chance of raising cash for our nominated charities. I'm playing for the Sporting Memories Network, and Justin, on behalf of Charlie, is raising funds for the Rowcroft Hospice, helping to manage proceedings and ensure fair play. Guest quizmaster Ben Fletcher. Welcome, Fletch.
A very good afternoon, gents. In Paddy's Challenge, you'll each be asked 3 multiple-choice questions posed by the voice of Paddy Power, Alistair McGowan. The winner will be the player that scores the most points. In the event of a tie, you'll both win a chance to raise some cash for your charities. Last time we played, Max won and backed Forest to beat Wolves in the Premier League last week. The night, it was a no-score draw. So no win there. Let's see if we can raise some more cash for your
Good luck,
charities
Justin.
this week.
Good luck, Justin.
I have to say, Justin Moorhouse, you and I encountered each other in a past life a long, long time ago. You were comparing at a student comedy event back at the University of Lincoln in 2002. I don't know if you remember that, called the You're Having a Giraffe Comedy Club.
Trumping Jacks.
Not Trumping Jacks, it was the Delph, the Rubbish Old Student Union. Anyway, I thought it would be a great idea to come up to you as you were on your way to the toilet or I was going to the bar.
Were you a student?
I was a student, yeah, believe it or not, way back when. And I said to you...
Tough life since then.
Very much.
Yeah.
Uphill paper round. Do you want to see the cobbles on the Mid Oak Road? And I said, please make a joke about the people who live in Court 4 Apartment 5, who are my housemates. You went, yeah, all right then. Get back on stage. And you proceeded to say, where's that little expletive who told me to make a gag about the people who live at Court 4 Apartment 5, and proceeded to start telling a joke and said, and Court 4 Apartment 5, where's the fun in that? And launched another tirade of expletives at me. Absolutely deserved.
Well,
but I learned my lesson that day.
You know the phrase, no one likes a grass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it was good fun. I'm glad we cleared that up. Water under the bridge now, statute of liability.
I know, 24 years
2002
later.
that was.
2002. What was your degree in?
Media production.
Yeah, look at you now.
I know, exactly.
Done it.
Yeah, sat here making your tea. Anyway, let's see who goes first. The virtual coin toss has determined that it is Max that goes first on this occasion.
Oh, good.
So without...
It's the only thing he's winning
I
today.
didn't know how long that story was, Fletch. I'd wandered off for a little bit.
Yeah,
but I'm back. It's great. I can't wait.
Student Union at Lincoln.
How about that, the Delph?
Happy hunting ground. It's all different now there. It's all swanky now.
It is. Yeah, it's not in the canteen anymore, the comedy night. Assume there even is a comedy night.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, it's
You're
in
still
the
involved in it?
engine room, I believe. I'm not still involved in it. Well, you're looking at me like I'm still involved in it. Look at me. I'm in London now.
The
I've got
bright
Lincoln
lights.
behind.
Anyway, I digress. Max, here comes your first question.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
Which South American country made history last weekend by winning its first ever Winter Olympic medal, which happened to be a gold, in the men's alpine skiing giant slalom? A. Argentina, B. Venezuela, or C. Brazil?
I don't know. That's not my answer. I'll say... Can't be a Brazilian alpine skier. Argentina.
It was Brazil. Lucas
well done to
Pinheiro
them.
Brachten claimed gold in the men's alpine skiing giant slalom, first for a South American nation. How about
Well
that?
done.
So, Justin, welcome to the programme. Here comes your first question.
Why do you
Host
talk to me
nation
like this?
Italy
Ian?
officially broke their all-time record for the most medals won at a single Winter Olympics last Sunday. They surpassed their previous record of 20 medals, which was set during the Games held at Lillehammer in which year? A. 1994, B. 1998, or C. 2002?
1994.
Good one.
Absolutely right. Italy picked up 4 medals in quick succession last Sunday to take their record total to 22. Max, here comes your second question.
Yes, here I am. Looking forward to it.
Arsenal dismantled Wigan Athletic 4-0 in their FA Cup clash last weekend and became the first team in the Premier League era to rack up 4 goals in how many minutes of an FA Cup match? A. 20 minutes, B. 30 minutes, or C. 40 minutes?
Ooh. When was the fourth goal? I thought the fourth was in the 27th minute. Maybe it was the 19th. I'll go 30 minutes.
1 point to Max.
Absolutely right. Madueke, Martinelli and Jesus, the Gunners scorers, and an own goal from Wigan's Jack Hunt added to the final scoreline. So, 1-0 to Justin, an opportunity for you to double your lead. Here comes question 2.
Hang on. It's not 1-0. It's got to be 1-1.
It's
You've got to
1-1,
get
I do
a point for
apologise.
that.
Rattled,
That's okay.
You hung up on that 5 Crawford Court, aren't you?
Yeah, very much, yeah. Caught for apartment 5. I'll never live that down. Justin, here comes your second question, and what I meant was an opportunity for you to take a 2-1 lead. Here it comes.
In a classic piece of quirky UK sport, which historic Buckinghamshire town hosted its famous ladies' pancake race this week? A. Olney, B. Aylesbury, or C. Marlow?
I've been to Marlow. Marlow's not quirky. Marlow's too nice to be quirky. But it could be for charity. I'm gonna go Marlow.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Correct answer was Olney. In a tradition which stretches back to the 15th century, competitors
Ian Olney?
ex-Luton, wasn't he? Or no, he was born in Luton. Must wear an apron.
Was he an Olney born in Luton?
Fact check it.
Don't know.
Wear an
Okay,
apron and
good
headscarf
knowledge.
while tossing a pancake over a distance of 415 yards. For some reason, I remember he was born in Luton for my Premier League 94 sticker book, but a story for another day. So
good
it's back
knowledge.
to 1 apiece. Question 3, Max. Here it comes.
As of this week, Manchester United are the Premier League team who has hit the frame of the goal the most times this season, with 18. Right. Which individual Red Devil currently tops the list for the most shots hitting the woodwork? A. Bruno Fernandes, B. Brian Mbeumo, or C. Casemiro?
God, Casemiro hit the bar with a header. I mean, you'd have to say Bruno, wouldn't you? I'll say Bruno.
Pick that one out.
Absolutely right. He's hit the woodwork 5 times so far this season, with Erling Haaland just behind him on 4. So, Justin, the stakes are very simple. If you get this right, you'll split the pot with Max. If you get it wrong, Max will have the charity cash all to himself. Well, not to himself, his charity, to be absolutely fair.
I understand.
Good man. Justin, here comes your third question.
Which team currently sits bottom of the fair play table, having picked up more yellow cards than any other side in the Premier League so far this season? A. Tottenham, B. Chelsea, or C. Manchester United?
Tottenham.
Yeah.
Is the correct answer. The most yellow cards this season are Tottenham with 69, got to win something, Chelsea with 65, and Brighton with 63. Do you want to hazard the guess who has the fewest?
Manchester United.
Absolutely correct. Do you know the number?
40.
34. Not bad. Not bad at all. So a split pot. It's a draw, so Paddy's going to give you both a free £10 bet. It just remains for me to ask, what are you going to go for? Justin first.
Manchester United to win away at Everton.
Okie dokie. And Max, to you?
I'll go both teams to score, Qarabag, Newcastle.
Live on talkSPORT 2, 5:45 kickoff this afternoon. Let's see how you get on and reveal the winnings next week. Thank you. It's been emotional.
This is from Tom in Birmingham, Fletch. So I wonder if I'm the only talkSPORT listener who was at that Justin Moorhouse gig at the Delft Bar in Lincoln.
Wow.
I don't remember the Court 4 Apartment 5 material, however, from Tom in Birmingham, BA Hons Journalism, formerly Court 14 Apartment 8. So there we go.
Oh, the new ones.
It was worth it.
Court 14 had a really posh balcony. From memory.
Is that right?
Yeah.
We need more information on this. And Ian Olney was
really
just
change your outlook.
Oh, he was he? Good. I've got to get something right. Stop clocking all that.
You missed my joke there.
Oh, go on, sorry.
The new balcony will give you a different outlook.
Very nice. This is
thank you, Fletch. That was this week's challenge in the book. Thanks to our friends at Paddy Power. 18+, begambleaware.org.
Paddy's Challenge on talkSPORT with Paddy Power.
18+, begambleaware.org. Team GB have won the curling. I don't think they've won they're in the semi. They beat the USA 6-9-2, but I think they might have to rely on someone else to help them get into the semi-finals.
If only the world's largest sports station had that knowledge at its fingertips.
But God, someone tell us.
Yeah.
Someone tell us. Yeah. Are you going to tell us?
Am I?
You'll find out at 3. That's what, in 15 minutes' time? I can't say you'll find out at 3. We're meant to be breaking the news as it happens.
They face a weight.
An agonising weight.
Not
just any weight, an agonising weight.
Yeah.
So there we are. So there is an agonising wait for them, and there's an agonising wait for you to get all the details on exactly what the agonising wait is for the Team GB curlers. But it is Max and Justin with you until 4, and we'll do some EFL in just a second.
You know something, it costs nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it costs absolutely nothing. And it's amazing. You maybe underestimate how much it means to people, those kids, you know, for sitting there. Imagine the kid in the playground, you know, so-and-so come up and said hello to me, he patted me in the head. Just, yeah. I'm loath to use the word wee things like that, because those wee things are actually big things. in the grand scheme of things, Jeff. And that is not a good look at all. I mean, what does it take to come out your way and walk and give the kids a wee high five on the way through?
I have to say, there's been a lot of fuss has been made about absolutely nothing, in my opinion. Here, I don't think they saw them. They all had their headphones on. They're completely oblivious to it. And all these players, they're walking past millions of people every day. If they had to stop and look at everyone to make sure they weren't upsetting someone, they would never get to where they're going.
No, and look, there's two parts to this for me. One, I was in that position as a young boy, and you wanted to touch them or have sort of interaction with them. I don't honestly think many of the players saw them. I heard Ali and Jeff talk about this morning, and I'm like, oh, where was that? How have I missed that? And then I see it, and I'm looking at them. I don't think they see them. Now, if you really want those mascots to be seen, don't hide them around a corner, because that's where they were. I think there was faux outrage. People love to be outraged, love to be offended. If they had walked past them and they saw them, then I think there's some merit in it. But I'm not convinced, by the way. They even see them. They even look at them. No, I'm not. People love to be outraged, mate. I've seen loads of people jump on this bandwagon. It's not a good optic if they saw them.
Jack says Max should be disqualified for the double touch on the agonising weight. But now with a curling update, Justin Moorhouse. What's happening, Justin?
Well, it looks like Italy are finding it tough against Canada. You know, Canada are fantastic in the curling. Yeah. So all bodes well for Team GB's victory to mean a lot as they head toward that possible semi-final place.
Okay, exciting stuff.
I said that in the rhythm of a sports reporter that sounded like he knew what he was doing. It's
Once
all
you get
still
into
to
it.
play for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's been a goal. 1-0 to Mansfield. They were cut in from the left-hand side, slotted into the bottom corner. Back to you, Adrian. You just can't help yourself. You just get in the vibe. You can do it.
An old pal of mine is a newsreader on the radio station I worked on, and he used to do the odd goal announcements on Sky, on Soccer Saturday. And he normally have 10 seconds. And they came to him once and they went, "We need you for 15 to 18 now." And he scored a goal and he just went, I couldn't rewrite because he goes, and he got the ball and he ran and he ran and he ran and he ran and he ran.
I used to work with a guy called Gareth. He worked at BBC London, and he was on
You
the way
talk
that
about
news...
BBC London far too much. It's almost like you're hankering after those days.
Fine. Everyone ends back at the I'll get back there in the end.
Yeah.
But the way newsreaders always talk, or news reporters, and the whale was in the Thames. Remember the whale was in the Thames?
Yeah.
And News 24 found out that he was reporting it, but he was in like a van. He wasn't near the whale. He wasn't near the Thames. But they had him for like 10 minutes, and at the end of every sentence, he just said, "And we just hope the whale survives, which is like newspeak for "Don't ask me another question." They go, "And Gareth, just one more question," and he'd be like, "Oh, for God, I just don't know anything about this whale. It's just in the. I don't know." Anyway,
I know we're about to head into EFL chat, but I want to say this anecdote because it's about Jeff Lloyd, who's in this building, and there's a great story of Chris Addison once met him for a drink in London, and they were just having a chat, and he said he was speaking his sentence, but he just really speeded up at the end like that, and he said, "Why did you do that?" He goes, "I'm sorry." He goes, "The music was in the background. I didn't want to crash the intro."
Let's do some EFL with Adrian Clark, EFL expert from Arsenal midfield. All right, Clarky?
Good afternoon, Max. Afternoon, Justin.
Hi, Clarky. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. I feel like I should test you on some attendances while we're on here.
It is happening. Justin is hosting me versus Barry in an hour's time. It's a huge, fantastic. I guess the attendance.
Clark, if you'll take the compliment, you look like a more polished version of Mickey Quinn we just had on. You got the same sort of glasses and smile, but you look like he looks like you, but from Timu. You know, that kind of thing. You know?
I'll take it. Yeah, thank you.
A polished Quinn. Sounds like a wrestling move.
He'll be very upset by that. Yeah, he'll be very upset.
Like something from the Urban Dictionary. A
Can't wait to
Quinn, doesn't it?
The wife's promised me a polished Quinn.
Anyway, last night, big win for Pompey at Charlton, Clarky, wasn't it?
Massive. Yeah, look, it was a kind of proper six-pointer type game. Charlton had home advantage, but they couldn't make it count. He has a brilliant win from Pompey, who were quite unlucky, I think, at the weekend against Sheffield United. They got beat with a late goal, and that was a bit harsh on them. But yeah, they delivered. I mean, and the hero was an unlikely source. Right back, Terry Devlin got a brace, both from distance. The second one was an absolute worldie in off the post as well. So yeah, brilliant night for Pompey. 4 points clear now, the drop zone, and it's a terrible result for Leicester and West Bromwich Albion, the two massive clubs now, third bottom and fourth bottom respectively. They must be getting incredibly nervous about possible relegation now. It's scary times for them.
It's really interesting, isn't it? Leicester, bringing in Gary Rowett, is that right? And Blackburn bringing in Michael O'Neill, which is fascinating, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, Michael O'Neill's doing a job share with Northern Ireland. He says he's done most of his prep for the playoff qualifier already in March. So yeah, he says he's fully focused on this gig, and look, he got off to a flyer. He beat QPR in the first match of his tenure, and then yeah, it looks like Gary Rowett's going in at Leicester. That dressing room needs some knocking together. They got some really good players, but they've just not played as a team this season. They've not looked that interested, but hopefully Gary can go in. He's a pretty safe pair of hands. Hopefully he can get something going, because it'd be crazy, wouldn't it, for Leicester, who won the title 10 years ago, to end up in the third tier.
Clarky, what's the we hear about 38 points, 40 points in the Premier League as safety. What's the sort of what's the idea in the Championship this season, especially?
Do you know what? It changes year on year, but I think 50, because obviously they've got a few extra games, but 50 seems to be the sort of magic number that most of these teams go for. And there's a lot of teams quite a way off that.
Yeah, Derby not safe yet.
I think they'll be fine, Derby. Yeah. But I'm calling it. Look, Sheffield Wednesday, obviously they're gone. It'll be two of Oxford, Leicester, West Brom, Blackburn, Portsmouth or Charlton. So yeah, look, it's interesting times.
Norwich,
the bottom
you having Norwich in there?
Nah, Norwich, they won I think across the last 10 games, they're like top of the form table, Norwich. They're absolutely flying. So yeah, their new manager bounce has lasted quite a while. So yeah, I think they'll be all right.
In League One, Cardiff and Lincoln both won. The Lincoln story is amazing, isn't it? Like, they are 8 points clear now of Bolton with a game in hand. And for them to be, almost assured, it's not done yet, but like for them to get in the champion, have they ever been in the Championship, Lincoln?
Oh, I don't know. You're testing me now. I'm not quite sure. I mean, it's a long time since they would have been. I remember them more recently in the National League. So, they've come up and they've come through again. And look, they've flirted with the playoffs. I remember seeing Morgan Rogers at Lincoln, what would that have been, 4 or 5 years ago, probably. And they flirted with the playoffs that year. But this time around, they look seriously like they're on their way to the Championship. And look, no one really called that. I mean, it's a good club. They get sort of about 9,000, I think, sellouts most week. But the budget isn't big, and the manager's not a glamorous gaffer either. Michael Skubala, sort of not a massive background in professional football. He's doing absolutely.
Who are the glamorous League One managers?
He sounds like he should be, doesn't he? Michael Skubala sounds like he should be running a nightclub in the Keys down in Florida. I just checked. I just done some fact checking.
1961.
Lincoln City, 5th in the 2nd Division in 1901. So you call yourself an expert, Clarky. Call yourself an expert.
They were last in the second tier in 1961.
But the highest position they've ever had is 5th. 5th in the in the 2nd Division. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I've let the side down there, haven't I?
Who'd have thought that Lincoln would have been the controversial subject for 2 features in this hour?
Yeah, Lincoln, this is more airtime than Lincoln's had probably in the whole of talkSPORT's history.
Do you know what I like and don't like about Lincoln at the same time is that you have to pay a toll on the way in. There's a little bridge
to get into Lincoln.
To get into Lincoln,
I'm not sure about that. I'm not. I've been there.
You're not buying it, Clarky?
I mean, maybe from one side you do actually.
Have
maybe
you never
from the
paid,
side
Clarky? You owe the town of Lincoln.
Yeah.
You owe the city of Lincoln thousands of pounds.
It's very famous. There's you have to go on a little bridge, and it's like probably one of their own ancient things. Some family that live in a gold-plated mansion.
But when I was trying to get in, I was trying to cross the border from Honduras to El Salvador or somewhere in Central America, and there was like when you go through passport control, there was like a guy with a till who was just taking $30 of everyone, and I was just stood next to some other backpacker who went, "You don't have to do this," and they went up to the thing and they went, "We don't have to do this," and the guy looked at us and he went, "I know, but just don't tell anyone." And he was just taking $30 off everyone.
That's like the man who runs the car parks outside Chester Zoo, isn't it? and he's not there one day, and somebody goes, "What car park guy? You've just been taking the money for years and years and years."
Clarky, very quickly, bottom two both won in League Two, which is fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a massive night in League Two, especially at the bottom of the table. So Harrogate went to Barrow, who are also in a little bit of danger, and won 1-0. So Simon Weaver, who's been there for donkey's years, is sort of clinging to survival here. They look destined for the drop, but they've had a little bit of an upturn. And then Newport went and won 3-1 at Salford City, who were chasing promotion, scored more than Man City scored against Salford the other day. They went, winning 3-1. Incredible, really. And Christian Fuchs is the manager there, the former Leicester player, of course. And they got Cambridge at home at the weekend. Harrogate recently beat Cambridge, didn't they, Max?
We did. Our only defeat in 16 or something was them. I know. Terrified.
And now Newport might do it. But yeah, look, so 3 points separate the bottom 5 now. Newport, Harrogate, Bristol Rovers, Crawley and Barrow. Squeaky bum time for fans of all those clubs over the next few weeks.
Lovely stuff, Clarky. Thanks for coming on.
Pleasure. See you later.
Durham Bridge, says Julian Mark. Durham Bridge, 50p. Justin is right. Durham Bridge costs about 25p. So that's right. How much does Clarky owe the people of Lincoln?
Yeah.
It is Max and Justin. And we've got an hour to go. And then Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent take over with Drive.
Listen, I just think you need to put more respect on Virgil van Dijk. I'm not being a Liverpool fan. I'm saying as a player, when I watch, when my eyes see things, my eyes see defenders, you need to respect Virgil van Dijk. If you look at both of the games, you tell me what's better. Terry, what can he do better than Van Dijk as a player? Forget about what they've won and how long they've been playing in the Premier League. What can John Terry do that is better than Virgil van Dijk? Because it's not one-on-one defending, for starters.
Oh, mate. Oh, God. Let me get out of here. Jermaine.
Jermaine, what are you on about? John Terry can do everything Van Dijk could do. Everything.
I'm saying better, to be a better player.
I'm going to go to Jonathan as a Chelsea fan. Okay. Jonathan.
Oh, come on. Like a Chelsea fan's going to back me up.
Jonathan?
Hey, Jeremy O'Hara.
How are you, John? Spurs are back.
Not too bad, man. How you guys doing?
I'm all right. You?
Good. I'm doing all right. I mean, what is at the Chelsea? What's Jeremy saying? Jeremy, what are you saying, bro? What are you saying?
Okay,
Look, I love listening to you. I've been listening to you all the time, but this has really triggered me. It triggered me to call. I've not been calling. I'm a listener, but today I said I'd call and, speak something out. This is not the first time you're always trying to compare John Terry, Chelsea legend, to Van Dijk. You can't make that comparison, bro.
talkSPORT Sports Update powered by the Nissan Van Range. Commercial vehicles built around your business. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
I'm Ben Fletcher. Good afternoon. Benfica have released a statement in support of Gianluca Prestiani as UEFA opens an investigation into racism allegations made by Vinicius Jr. The Champions League playoff against Real Madrid was suspended for 10 minutes in Lisbon under UEFA protocols. Kick It Out CEO Sanjay Bandari has told talkSPORT the effectiveness of those protocols are again in question.
It feels unsatisfactory if you're the player. It feels unsatisfactory if you're all the other players. It probably feels unsatisfactory for everyone. But I'm not sure anyone's come up with a better protocol at the moment, sadly, which is why I say it's probably the least bad of a set of terrible options.
Posting on Instagram, Rio Ferdinand is calling for harsher punishments for players if they're found guilty of racism. EDI lead and Charlton Vice Chairman Paul Elliott has told talkSPORT he's in no doubt what the consequences should be.
It's a criminal offence. And like anything else, if you said that on the street, Simon, and somebody went and you used inappropriate on the street, what would happen? You'd go through a judicial process, and then at the end of that, there would be a jury, independent judicator, and you could be subjected to a prison sentence in the same way that those fans were that got in prison for 8 months.
Gianluca Prestiani claims he didn't racially abuse Vinicius Jr. Jose Mourinho, in the meantime, has come under fire for suggesting Prestiani was provoked during a goal celebration. Elsewhere today, we're told Leicester are close to confirming Gary Rowett as their new manager. Tiger Woods has confirmed he's considering captaining Team USA at next year's Ryder Cup. Constitution Hill will make his eagerly awaited debut on the flat this Friday at Southall. And we're told Ukraine won't send officials to the Winter Paralympics. It follows the decision to allow Russia and Belarusians to compete under their own flags. There's more at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
Surrey police appeal for witnesses after claims of human trafficking and sexual assault in the 90s appeared in the Epstein files, and flooding and travel disruption expected affecting parts of the UK. There's more from the news team at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit, your go-to destination for quality tyres from great brands like Continental. Visit your local centre or quickfit.com and book today.
Mostly dry in the north this afternoon. Rain sometimes heavy in Northern Ireland. Cold with brisk winds in the south.
Good afternoon. You are listening to Max Rushden and Justin Moorhouse on talkSPORT in partnership with Tool Station. Stay one step ahead, whatever the job. Next stop, Tool Station. On the subject of having to pay to go into Lincoln. Jude says it's not correct. You only pay to go over a bridge if you come to Lincoln from one direction, which is the one that you won't really use. It's Dunham Bridge, not Durham Bridge. So thank you, Jude. And this text says...
You blew my mind when you said you're coming from one direction. I thought Harry Styles has to pay when he arrives at Lincoln.
He has to pay a guy at Lincoln, yeah. On the subject of toll bridges, there's one in Oxfordshire, says this text, called the Swinford Toll Bridge that charges you 5p if you want to cross. They only accept cash and get very aggressive if you don't have exactly 5p change with you. I wasn't expecting to go down the toll bridge. It's like the Walberswick ferry, £1. That guy is making a killing. I mean, look, it's only about 5. You only go about 2 meters, but you need to get on it if you want to get from Southwold to Walberswick. Yes, Justin.
You know, the thing is, right? People say you only pay if you come one way, but that's the way I come.
Well, go the other way.
You know,
go the other way if you want to get into Lincoln for free.
Surely,
go the way we all do.
I'm not saying I want to go for free. I'm just saying that's the way I go. So that was the charge that's incurred on the way. It just seems to be archaic, to use the correct phrase.
It's funny that you can get into Lincoln for free one way, but you can't get into Lincoln.
But it probably
for
costs
free
you £15 to go around in petrol, wouldn't it?
It's a bit odd. Anyway, let's do some winter games. Our correspondent is Michael Weedock. Hey, Michael.
Hello, guys. Good afternoon from the curling stadium at Cortina, where we've been watching the action.
Yeah, so tell us all about it. It's it's good news for Team GB so far.
Yeah, well, we kind of needed 3 things to happen as far as Team GB were concerned in the men's curling this afternoon. On sheet D, we needed Great Britain to beat the United States, and they did that quite easily. In fact, they did it after just 6 of the potential 10 ends. They won that one 9-2. We also needed to see Italy and Norway lose. Now, the good news is that on sheet C, Norway have lost. Norway are losing at the moment to Switzerland, 6-4 after 8 ends. But the better news is that Italy have lost on sheet A to Canada, 8-3. So both Italy and Norway still have one more match to go, and they need to lose that as well. And that, if that happens, would mean that Team GB, Bruce Mowat, Team Mowat, would get into the semi-finals. They would sneak into it, courtesy of their record, which at the moment stands 5-4.
Did it sound like they don't deserve it?
Yeah, maybe. I was going to say, Michael, what have you made of the sort of cheating scandal? Because the curling fraternity don't want to talk to us about it, as if it's like, if we don't talk about it, then no one will talk about it. What have you made of... And if you could quickly remind listeners what it's all about.
Yeah, well, it all happened, obviously, in a game involving the Canadians and the Swedes, and there was a bit of a ruckus between the two of them. There was some fruity language used, but essentially a number of other countries, including GB, were brought into it as well. You need to release the stone before the hog line. That is the green line across the ice. And the accusation was that there was a double touch. So once the stone had been released before the hog line, as the stone got onto the hog line, there was another little touch with the finger, and it was just a finger, but it's against the rules. It's illegal. So what World Curling did was they said that they would set up some extra cameras and put some extra officials in place. They're not actually able, the officials, to utilize some of the camera angles. So the officials were able on the day only to judge on what they could see and where they were placed. So World Curling essentially then put some extra angles in, some extra officials in, but then they were withdrawn after the players themselves said that they thought that that was just too much. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a to and fro, and it's definitely been something that everybody's been talking about here. And I think it's probably just exposed when there are so many camera angles and so many different teams have their own different angles on the curling. Just something that's probably been happening in the game in other lesser profile tournaments for quite some time.
I think I know where we're going with this now. We're going down VAR, aren't we?
VAR.
Yeah. Or Vardenell.
We're in the flow of the game.
We're going to go Arundel, and Stockley Park will be there in Frozen, and they'll be just drawing extra lines in and this sort of thing. I mean, I think everyone's not enjoying it. Everyone's fascinated by the cheating in curling because it's such an unusual sport for us. We all enjoy it every 4 years, but I mean, this is everything, isn't it, for these athletes?
Yeah, I mean, we joke about VAR, but if you look back at the parallels in football, I should tell you, by the way, Norway have just lost. That is the 3 things that we needed. Who would have thought on a Wednesday afternoon we'd be thrilled about Switzerland beating Norway? But we are.
Yeah.
But going back to the main point, in football, we analysed every decision, didn't we, after the game? television. We analysed every replay from every angle. And that is what brought VAR in. And that's what's happened here at the curling, essentially. Because the teams have their own angles in, they bring their own cameras in, because we've got all the Olympic Broadcast Service cameras in as well, we are suddenly analysing this game in a way that we've never really analysed it before. And yeah, at the minute, the officials don't have access to those camera angles. They can only judge, they can only rule, they can only make their official judgments on what they can see, and they weren't able to see these double touches. But as some of these subsequent camera angles have revealed, they are happening, they have been happening.
The fans in the stadium don't know what's happening. There's a 25-minute delay as Andy Madley can't tell what's happened with this stone. It's gonna really upset.
The VAR official's actually wearing his snowsuit as well.
Exactly.
People going, why is he wearing a uniform when he's doing this on from
and
a
if you
remote
can't
location?
if you can't celebrate a good stone at the time, you really are taking something away from curling. Michael, on a serious note,
This has not been serious.
No, of course. On a more serious note, Ukraine their athletes haven't pulled out of the Paralympics, but they are not gonna. But Ukraine sort of officially has pulled out because Russian and Belarusian athletes will be able to participate under their own flag. And it does seem, and you'll know much more about this than me, that if you are on the side of Russia and Belarus and not on the side of Ukraine in this, it is a misstep from the IPC. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, well, what's happened, obviously, the story's been sort of breaking over the last 12 hours or so. What's happened in the last couple of hours, as you quite rightly say, Ukrainian officials have said they will boycott the Winter Paralympics, but the athletes themselves won't be boycotting. It's actually been an inevitable decision for about 6 months, because it was 6 months or so ago where the IPC said that they were going to lift their ban on athletes from Russia and from Belarus competing at the Games. However, it's not the IPC that offer the invitation to the athletes. That actually comes down to the international federations. So we are talking about like the FIS, which is the governing body for skiing. Skiing's equivalent of FIFA, if you like. So It's actually their decision to allow the athletes. And what happened was that Russia and Belarus went to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. They took on the FIS and they won that case. And as soon as they won that, it was inevitable that athletes from Russia and Belarus would then be admitted to the Games. Because they haven't had the opportunity to go through the qualifying process, which most athletes will have had to do, they had then to go to this separate process, which is called the bipartite process, where individual athletes can appeal and say, look, we should be at the Games. We have a right to compete at the Games. Russia and Belarus have had athletes admitted. There will be other athletes, probably from Great Britain as well, who will be named under that process, who haven't come through standard qualification as well over the next couple of weeks. So what we are going to see is 6 Russian and 4 Belarusian athletes competing in various ski events. And that will be the first time we have Russian athletes back at the Paralympics since 2014. Remember, they were initially kicked out over the state-sponsored doping in Sochi in 2014, and then Belarus joined them after the invasion of Ukraine in 2022. So whilst this has all kind of kicked off and exploded with that official announcement over the past day or so, it has definitely been on the cards since last year.
Good. Well, thanks for informing us. It's good that someone's totally informed of that. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Cheers.
Michael Weed up there, our Winter Games correspondent. It is Max Rush and Justin Moorhouse with you until 4. Just on toll bridges, Anthony says, you only pay to get into Cornwall from the Devon side of the Tamar Bridge in Plymouth. You have to pay to go... You have to pay to go from the Cornwall side. Not sure it's what Isambard Kingdom Brunel would have wanted. He says, Josh says, Warburton Toll Bridge near Manchester Ship Canal, it's 12p.
Yes.
And they don't take card. And again, if you don't have correct change, they get really volatile and fine you 80 quid if you don't come back with the correct change.
Or if you're my mate Dave Holland, and he might be listening now, you just drive past with anything you find in your car, like a Barclay card or a pass for something, and you just hold it up and they just wave you through. That's what he did.
Just anything.
Yeah.
Okay, a wagon wheel. Done. It is Max and Justin with you until 4. Comedian Southampton fan Paul McCaffrey will join us, and we'll chat about his tour in just a second.
Haji, morning to you. Congratulations.
Well done, Haji.
Morning. How are you guys?
Yeah,
Very well,
we're really
thank you.
good, but you must be absolutely over the moon. I mean, how big a... We'll talk about the hat-trick in a moment, but how big a win for Coventry was that?
Super important. First versus second, top of the table clash. It was important to see who could come out on the end, and I'm happy we were able to take 3 points home.
Haji, what about the start of the game? I mean, you're unlucky yourself. Good header downwards, hit the post, go back. I mean, the boys looked really fired up, as you would expect for a game of that importance.
Yeah, 100%. We were prepared well throughout the week in training. We knew exactly what we wanted to do, so we just came to the stadium and tried to execute.
Yeah. Well, as a team, you executed, and you personally executed brilliantly as well. How many hat-tricks in your career?
3. I
3.
think.
Is that the most important of them?
Yeah, so far, yeah.
I love that. So far.
I know. I was going to say, you wouldn't have heard just before you came on, Haji, I mentioned the fact, terrific result. I wouldn't say it was a must-win game, but with Borough on a great run and yourselves maybe slipping ever so slightly, it was certainly a very important game. But no time to rest. West Brom away, Sheffield United away. It is one tough league, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Games come thick and fast. And like you said, it is just 3 points at the end of the day. It wasn't 100% must win, but still we're happy with the 3 points. But yeah, on to West Brom now.
Alex, the Altrincham fan, says Warburton Tollbridge update. Prices have risen this year from 12p each way to £1 both ways. It's a bleeping scandal, he says. So, we'll get more on this. Presumably they'll be covering this more on Drive. Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent.
Well, Drive is the right place
full
for
coverage of the absolutely Warburton Tollbridge price fiasco.
Yeah.
Anyway, very pleased to say in the studio with Justin, his comedian Southampton fan, Paul McCaffrey's got a tour coming up, and he joins us now. Hey, Paul, you okay?
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, very good. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Now, your tour? It's What a Time to Be Alive. Is a sort of midlife crisis tour? Is that fair?
I'm falling apart. The world is falling apart, I think, is how someone who saw an early incarnation of it described it, and I think that's fairly accurate.
I think they're linked. Are they linked? Is it
Unfortunately, they seem
the world
to.
Is in flames?
Yeah, well, I don't know. My body's failing at the same time as the NHS, which I'm sort of taking personally.
With the when Paul arrived, they said to me here, they said, "Oh, do you know Paul? How did you get on with Paul?" I said, "Yeah, I know Paul." And do you know how well I know Paul? That when he arrived, my phone peeped up. It went, "Would you like to grant Paul McCaffrey access to the Wi-Fi?" That's the modern mark of friendship, isn't it?
There we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you say share or did you deny?
Yeah, I did. No, I said get on the line, get online, mate. Get on the World Wide Web and just go and find some facts out. Paul is a very good comedian, and there's a phrase in stand-up comedy, Max, that you might not know is, and Paul will know this. If you're discussing another comedian with somebody else, the faintest praise you can damn somebody with was, he's a lovely lad. And we all know a few of them, don't you? Did you see him? Do you think he's funny? Do you know what? He's a lovely lad. But Paul is that rare breed of both a lovely lad and a very fine comedian. I described you earlier, Paul, as being sort of like, you were misborn, really. I think you should have been born in the northwest of England. You've got that sensibility about you, haven't you? The music, the clothes.
Thank you very much. And Justin, obviously was someone that I was aware of before I started. So I think when you first sort of gave me your kind of blessing, that felt like high praise. So yeah, thank you very much.
Did I? Oh,
yeah. The Justin Moorhouse seal of approval.
There we go.
Is that worth anything?
Yeah.
Is that worth anything, Paul?
I think so. Yeah. Yes. Justin is someone I respect immensely. So
speak for him.
Yeah.
Who speaks for you? That's what Don wanted to be the conversation. Who speaks for you? And Paul's very funny.
Also,
thank you.
You're also like an old dad, right? And
that's right.
Really, this is right in my wheelhouse. What? Because I have a 3.5.
I think I knew this about you somehow, Max. Yeah. Were you on the socially distant sports bar, maybe?
Yes. Yeah, I was on.
Did you mention it there? I am aware of this. I don't know how, but yes. So you became a dad at what age?
42.
What are you
45.
Doing?
Right. Okay. So I was 46. So yeah, I'm singing to the choir here.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, was I 46?
You say you're singing to the choir. You don't do anything.
I think I was
46. 46.
It's tough, isn't it, Paul? It's tough, isn't it? Do you know what I think? I don't know what you think, Paul.
And it always gets that reaction, which doesn't help.
Yes.
Your own fault.
Well, there are a couple of things. One is like a mate of mine was like saying, I'm showing my son around possible universities. And then I looked at the calendar. I was like, that'll be 2040.
I know.
That's 2040. And the other one is when you're holding a baby, when like you've really got to work your quads by squatting and picking something up, but you're holding a baby and you can't drop the baby. So then you're like, this would have been easier when I was 28.
Well, this is the thing, and I do sort of touch on this in the show, we're out of our warranty period as humans. Like, if you were a car now, I'll go to the doctor and with a complaint which they would have fixed, and now they're like, yeah, that's just something you're going to have to look. My mum used to have a mini Metro, and when you turn left in it, the horn went off. And I've got parts of my body like that now. I sit down, my ear pops. I'm like, they're not even linked.
And also, you're not getting the recovery time because you're approaching 50. You know what you need now? The nap. That's what you're going towards. And you could probably have a nap at the same time as the kid.
Well, the nap days are over for her. So it's kind of, a combination of late nights and early mornings and sort of, middle age. Are we still middle age? What is middle age? 40 to 60, I always sort of think.
Yeah, I think so. But I think
that's generous, though, isn't it?
It's a bold move to have a child, just as most people are planning their retirement.
Right, mate, I know, I get it. I am living it.
You have to keep work. You can't be like, well, I'm going to retire in 10. No. You can't do that.
You should have got your tour. What a time to get somebody else alive.
Yeah.
You should have adopted somebody at about 19 or something like that. But just gone for a pint with them. Maybe.
So there is a question. I have a question, then, Paul. Is like when because obviously you have to tour. That's like your living, right? But does Mrs. McCaffrey be like, can't you just do them in the morning and get home? Because you are missing bath, dinner, bedtime about 40 times.
Do you know, but it's not just because, I think there are probably a lot of people that do like to sort of get out to avoid that sort of thing. I'd rather do it in the morning as well. I'd be quite happy to get home. I love doing the school run. I'd be happy to be in the evening. If morning comedy became a thing, I'd be fully on board with it.
I genuinely think this could be something for us to explore.
Let's do it.
Because a lot of parents, and I'm loath to say mums, but a lot of the time it's mums dropping kids off at the school gates. People like ourselves of odd hours when people are, oh, is he out of work?
Well, this is the thing as well. So I went to a coffee morning the other day. The amount of things I've been at this year, it's my daughter's first year of school where I've been the only dad there.
Yeah.
And, I mean, whatever, I'm sure no one's judging, but you do feel a bit weird.
Yeah, but you could run comedy in coffee mornings.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I think you'd be done for lunch.
Yeah.
You could get home.
It'd be a tough crowd.
I think you're right.
Because everyone's so tired. They're like, oh, stop. You're just trying too hard.
Have you ever
Anyone's doing anything.
Have you ever done a comedy?
It'd be a really tough crowd.
So have you ever done one of them baby comedy
days?
I have.
Yeah.
They're tough gigs.
Awful.
Getting heckled by somebody that's got
not
wind.
Not as tough as the comedy for kids, where it's sort of, they're kind of aged from sort of 7 to 13. You get a group of sort of like...
Impossible.
Hey, you know what? I'm not in that gang, but I'll tell you something about comedy for kids, right? These people who go and watch comedy between 7 and 13, they're strange kids. They should be out playing conkers and falling off bikes and swimming in rivers. They shouldn't be sitting in heckling middle-aged men trying to pay the mortgage.
I do think that, but then I sort of think back. I used to really enjoy the Fall and Rise, or the Rise and Fall of Reginald Perrin, and I was probably about 13 then myself. So
you never went to watch...
I didn't go and watch it, no.
Leonard Rossiter.
They didn't do a live show, did they?
Leonard Rossiter wasn't at the Swan in wherever it is, in Southampton, wherever you live.
Southampton Jongleurs.
Yeah. He never did that in a morning gig.
Paul, quick question on Southampton.
Yeah.
What sort of could be in the playoffs? Tonda Eckert? I didn't know a lot about him until 10 minutes ago. What's happening?
Such a weird time. I don't want to be in the playoffs, which I know is... I think we need another season or two in the Championship to just figure out what the hell is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? It's sort of like, on any given 2 or 3 week period, we're either unbeatable or can't buy a win, and it's impossible to know. So I just feel like you go, well, we were up to 9th last week. We're now sort of sitting at 10th. Last year in the Premiership was one of the most depressing years of football I've ever lived through. I went a few times, and the highlights of our season were a 0-0 draw with Man United and being 1-0 up at Anfield at half time, and that is as good as our season got.
It's a short DVD.
It's a very short DVD. Why would you want to sit through that again so soon? I went to the playoff final, and at the end of that, I was like, we're not good enough for the Premier League. So...
what a strange position to be in.
It is an odd position.
Some friends of mine, the Leeds fans, over the years have thought that as well. They would rather be competing at the top of the Championship than just resolutely just giving up at the bottom.
I think that extra year in the Championship, obviously, we beat them in the final. Paid dividends, didn't it? And I think, from a personal point of view, I would rather have another season or two in the Championship.
Inordinate amount of comedians support Southampton. Second only to Crystal Palace, I think.
I don't know about that. There's a handful. Arsenal's the biggest one, I would say.
Arsenal's the biggest. Yeah.
And then Man United.
Absolute. Manchester United.
Apologies. Sorry. So yes, it's been an odd. It's an odd season of kind of periods. When he took over, there was we again looked unbeatable. There was a long period under Russell Martin in the Championship. Our longest unbeaten run. Well, we were amazing for a few months, and then just terrible again. Really negative, sort of sideways and backwards, and then a new manager takes over, and we seem to start facing forward for a few weeks, and then just back to the old habits. It's odd, and it's not hugely enjoyable.
When you were a bit younger, could you imagine as a Southampton fan, the area you're in, that you'd be where you are, Portsmouth would be where they are,
no,
whatever you call them, you'd probably call them something awful, and that Bournemouth.
I know, and Brighton, obviously, the South. Brighton, sort of in the 80s, were kind of up there. I remember that, but yeah, sort of. Have you
ever felt you wanted to join Bournemouth and get on that bandwagon?
No.
Stop it. Hey, Paul, got to go because news and stuff is happening. But look, good luck with the tour.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh, lovely. Thank you. Cheers.
Pleasure. Go and watch Paul McCaffrey. Just Google him, and then you'll find out how to
100% guarantee.
Yeah, it is that. And find out where he's playing nearest you and go and watch him. It's Max and Justin with you till 4.
Our favourite film that he's done, and the only time, to my knowledge, that he was teamed up with McCoist was in A Shot to Glory.
In the small village of Kilnockie, not much ever changes.
You should try this new invention, Gordon, called a car.
But now,
it is, of course, the recent signing by Kilnockie of Jackie McQuillan,
Scotland's most notorious star soccer player, has been chosen to boost the town's struggling team.
This guy's going to give us the punch we need, Gordon, to make a run at the cup. Don't you want to win a cup?
Teams win the cup, Peter, not prima donnas reminiscing their past glory.
Academy Award winner Robert Duvall, Michael Keaton, and introducing Ally McCoist.
They are all driven, stubborn, selfish, and as competitive as a pack of street dogs.
This is our shot at glory, lads. All right? All right?
A shot at glory.
Now, as if doing a whole film alongside Ali wasn't enough, here's Robert doing some punditry alongside Dougie Donnelly, John Collins, and Ali.
We're now joined by a genuine Hollywood legend, Robert Duvall. Bob, you're very welcome. Lovely to see you. And I hear you're becoming extremely knowledgeable about Scottish football.
Well, I am, but also I'm here to keep next to him, so because you got to keep your tabs on this guy. He'll get away from you.
Tell me
you
about
learned
it.
your line. And he's actually quicker than me. Correct. He says you have to lose 20 pounds.
Now, what's this I hear about you two going to make
I still haven't got over the...
As UEFA investigates allegations of racism from Vinicius Jr, Benfica's Gianluca Prestiani has denied saying anything racist from behind his shirt. Rio Ferdinand now has questioned why the Real Madrid forward was booked for celebrating.
I can't understand how we're trying to justify someone's poor behaviour, their ignorance, downright stupidness, just because someone scored an unbelievable goal, a spectacular goal, and he celebrates.
He was speaking there via Instagram. After the game, Jose Mourinho was accused of justifying the alleged racism by saying Vinicius didn't celebrate his goal in a respectful way. Charlton's vice-chairman and EDI lead Paul Elliott trusts UEFA to get this right. Prestiani could get a 10-game ban.
There's a right of appeal should the sanctions not be acceptable. If they are, the player accepts the sanctions. So Mourinho's comments, I just think they're designed to deflect away from the severity and the magnitude of what's happening.
Now, Ukraine's former world champion boxer Vladimir Klitschko tells us the Olympic Committee is making a gigantic mistake in allowing Russians and Belarusians to compete under their own flags at the Winter Paralympic Games.
Will put more oil in the fire to actually try to completely delete from the map a country as Ukraine and Ukrainians as a nation. That's what their propaganda has been working on.
Russia was first banned in 2016 for state-sponsored doping and again over their invasion of Ukraine. There's more at talksport.com.
Night 3 of the Premier League of Darts. That is tomorrow at Ovo Hydro. Sounds like a nightclub in Glasgow. Let's talk to Josh Rock, who's up against Luke Humphreys in the quarterfinals of that one. Hey, Josh, you okay?
Not too bad, are you?
Yes, good. When you hear that music and you're not playing darts, do you suddenly think, hang on, where am I? Should I be playing darts now? Do you still love that song?
We hear that quite a lot off the breaks and stuff, so we're used to hearing that anywhere we go.
Yeah. Are you annoyed? Has it got annoying yet? Do you think when you're about 70, you'll be like, I can't, you'll get you'll just get a panic attack when you hear that?
If I make it to that age, probably.
Hi, Josh. The first comedy club I ever did. They play "Let Me Entertain You," and when that starts as the intro music, every time I hear that now, I go, "Oh, I'm a bad comedian again." Josh, you're a Glasgow man, aren't you?
Yes.
So what's it like playing in your hometown in the Hovo?
Oh no, I'm not a Glasgow man. I'm from Northern Ireland. Sorry.
Oh, are you? All right. Okay. Yeah. I got the information earlier that you were a Rangers fan, so I wrongly presumed. But of course, there's another place where you might be a Rangers fan, from the north of Ireland. What's the atmosphere like? Because we watch it on the TV, and I for shame, never been. Pals of mine love it and everything else. Do you feed off the atmosphere? Are you buoyed along by it? Do you love it?
Yeah, I love the atmosphere. We do play behind closed doors sometimes. There's no atmosphere, and it's sometimes difficult to get used to. But I feed off the crowd because the crowd's there. I just love the crowd in general because so much fun with them.
Yeah. Do you get them going? Are you that kind of guy?
I'm probably one of the very few that would get everybody going during the breaks and stuff. Whenever they start playing on like Fireball music and stuff for prizes. So yeah.
Excellent stuff.
Luke Humphreys tomorrow then. And like it's tough, the Premier League darts, isn't it? Because like it's just the best players. You don't go like in even the PDC, like round one, you might have one going, okay, like I've got this one. But like literally you've got to just start straight away in these ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, massively. We're all the elite players and we're here obviously as the best players in the world for the next 16 weeks. So yeah, it's obviously you have to adapt to it pretty quick or you're going to be left behind.
Last time out, Josh, in the Masters, you struggled against the boy wonder. Is he so much better than anyone would ever believe, Luke Littler?
Yeah, there has been a couple of times I've let him off when we played, but listen, you have to learn from them mistakes. And they got away, get the game against me at the Masters, which was my own fault. It just wasn't. I don't think I prepped myself right. So, but we all learn from mistakes and we move on. But at the minute, he is the best player in the world for a reason. 2-time world champion.
What are the differences? What's he doing differently than you? I mean, because it seems like a simple thing to throw the things and hit the numbers. Is it consistency? How good is he?
I just think he's a control freak. he's like a robot. Just can do it better than anybody else at the minute.
And how happy are you that obviously every time anybody speaks to you about stuff, they bring him up? I apologise. I'm just gonna.
No, it doesn't bother me because listen, he's made our sport the way it is today. A lot of young kids playing it now. It obviously prize money and all goes up. Darts is probably one of the most watched sports in the world right now. So for him, what he's done is absolutely fantastic, and we have to tip our hat off to him.
Is it a bit annoying that he's you're 24, right? You should be. You're like, this is up and coming. 24 is young, and yet he's 19. You're like, hang on a second, mate. Like, wind it in for a few years. Let me be up and coming before you're the best player in the world.
Yeah.
I think everybody else thinks that. Just let him go away for a while and let someone else win a tournament.
Why don't he just play out? Why don't you be out playing out with your friends, playing hide and seek? You're too young to be. You're not even old enough to go in the pub, is he? You've got
not in America, anyway.
Josh, you've got a great name for darts, Josh Rock. Already, you sound like you could be doing a cabaret set in Vegas, or you're a darts player, Josh Rock. What's your nickname? Because we looked this up, and there's a bit. Are you Josh the Rock, or what's your nickname?
No, my nickname's Rocky.
Rocky. I think you should call yourself Rocky at the Hockey.
They all know something. You're not the only person who said that.
I'm not the only person. All right, I think you should go for that, Josh. Rocky at the Hockey. What's your walk-on music?
DJ Chrissy, welcome to the party.
Okay.
What would yours be?
I haven't heard a new song since 1996. So like,
Max would be the theme from Bluey. That's what he'd be walking on.
That was the thing. I'd have Dancing in the Moonlight. I could just about manage that. So like, when do you know on the night, right? If it's going well, and I know these are basic darts questions from two people who are not darts experts, so forgive us. But like, do you just sense it straight away? Or like, can you drag it back? If it's working, you just go, I'm totally on it and everything's working. Like, is there something you can do mid-game if it's just not on, or you just go, I haven't got it tonight?
No, there has been times I've walked up to that hockey and felt like you haven't got it tonight, and obviously there's nights you have got it. I don't know, I think it's maybe probably a bit of self-belief in yourself for that they come round, but I don't think it's a thing you can like practice or anything. It's just, I just believe it's all on the night.
When it's going for you, Josh, when you're in your pomp and it's absolutely going, the darts, do they feel sharper and the bed looks bigger and everything else, and the target's bigger? Because sometimes that's how golfers feel, don't they? Or snooker players, the pockets get bigger in their mind.
I would say just how my throw would be smooth. I'm a smooth thrower it is, but it can be smoother. And whenever it feels like that, then I just believe they're all going to go in when they're meant to.
Mm-hmm. What do you wear? Sorry.
You go, Justin.
I'm fascinated because you say we don't know about. Well, this is probably the most exciting thing we've done today because we're talking about something that everybody knows about. Is because you watch the darts, right? And it looks like the best fun you'll ever have at a sporting event. There's no, I can't think of an event like the football's tribal, but there's not pockets of Luke Littler fans segregated away from Josh's fans. It's everyone's in there together, and people are having the best night out. It defies belief, doesn't it? To say you couldn't go there and have a bad time. So you're a showman, you're going for it and everything else. Are you thinking about what you're wearing? Are you thinking about your nicknames? Or are you really focused on the sport and everything else?
No, we go up there focused on ourselves. Obviously, we wear a dart shirt, we wear our black trousers, and then whatever footwear we wear. But we go up there for ourselves and we have to try and put a show, obviously, for the crowd and stuff. But you were saying that you've never been. I would advise you to go because it's probably one of the best nights you'll ever have.
So hang on, there's a question. So footwear. So do you spend a lot of time thinking about? Do you have you've got your dart shoes? Like, what are you in?
Yeah, well, I wear Nike TNs. Everybody's different. Everybody wears Louis Vuitton shoes, like Littler and stuff. Adidas trainers. Everybody has their own different footwear, wherever they feel comfortable in.
I'm saying I'm not.
Is Van Gerwen in Crocs? Is Van Gerwen in Crocs? That's what I want to know.
I couldn't tell you what he's in, but I don't have a clue what he's in. But it's definitely not Crocs.
I'm not bad at darts. I'd have to wear steel toe caps. I have to wear industrial safety shoes.
I have another question.
Oh, go on.
Sorry, Justin, because now you've got me. You piqued my interest. Yeah. When I was a top university darts player in the very late 90s, I needed a heavy dart, right? Obviously, I would always end on double one and be there for like 24 hours. But do you how long have you spent working out the perfect weight for your dart, or is everyone holding the same weight dart?
No, everybody's a lot different. You've got Steve Bunton, who throws an 18-gram dart, and you've Ryan Searle, who throws a 32-gram dart. I threw 24 when I was a kid, obviously playing from the age of 2. I really just stuck to 24. I've never really tried any other weight, so it could be better with a heavier weight, or it could be better with a lighter weight.
Does that mean my 4-year-old was already too old to make it? Because you started.
He's not too old. He started yet.
You started.
Do you stand on the chair when you're 2, or do you throw up? What do you do?
No. Well, I actually started with the dartboard on the stairs.
Yeah, fantastic. What's the travelling like, Josh? We're fascinated by this. I'm a comedian and spend most of my time checking in different hotels and get train tickets and everything else. You're all over the place, aren't you? Are you good at the packing? Have you got your little bag? Are you right? Have you got it? Are you like a midwife? Have you got a bag at the bottom of the stairs ready to go?
I do all my own washing. I do all my own packing. There's some boys in this sport who don't even pack their own suitcase.
Name them.
Name them. I'm not naming them.
Spill the tea, Josh.
When you don't pack your own suitcase, stop being lazy.
Yeah, come on, Josh. Let's get the fighting talk going.
I'm not spelling any names.
I'm guessing.
They know who they are.
Gerwin Price as a manning to pack his overnight bag. Yeah.
I don't know.
How many darts do you travel around with?
Oh, my manager keeps all my darts, but every time I play, I have a brand new set of darts when I play.
Do they go in a separate case, like the poker chips? Do you have them all in there, and they have to separate on a different?
No. Well, they're all in C3 packets, just obviously, and then they come out fresh. But I use a brand new set every time.
Sorry for asking you lots of inane questions.
No,
but when you pull the flights off and you throw them into the crowd. Have you ever got it wrong?
Mine are all on one system, so mine don't come off.
Oh, do they not?
No. You just throw the darts in the crowd. They just go. Oh, well, thank you, John. Thank you for indulging us. Has this been? Will you come off this call and go, God, they asked some really stupid questions, or do you think we did quite a good job there?
No, I love. As soon as it comes to all this, I love doing it because it's all part and parcel of the job.
Yeah, good stuff.
Max is just seeking approval, isn't he, from Josh Rock, the world's #9 great darts player.
I think it's important to get instant feedback. It's good to get instant feedback on these. Josh can give us instant feedback.
Oh, yeah,
I would ask next time. Don't ask how many darts have you got, and do ask. It's important to learn these things. Good luck, Josh. I'll be supporting you tomorrow.
I'm a Josh Rock
thank
man.
You very much. Have a good day, boys.
Yeah.
Take care.
Good stuff. Josh, Rocky Rock. Oh, you said Rocky from the Ocky.
The Rocky from the Ocky.
Josh, the Rock. Up against Luke Humphreys tomorrow night in Glasgow. This is Rushden and Moorhouse on talkSPORT in partnership with Toolstation. Pick up your wet weather essentials today. Next stop, Toolstation. And in just a second, a Guess the Attendance special hosted by Justin Moorhouse.
All right, let's go to Theo. He's a Liverpool fan. All right, Theo?
All right, Theo.
All right, lads. How are we doing?
All right, matey.
All right, Theo. Do you want to talk about Saka?
Well, I was sort of now you've brought it up. I was wanting to talk about the Vinicius Jr, Saka, and the sort of Van Dijk.
Okay. Go on.
You got a lot to talk about. We're off air at 1.
Come on.
I'll try.
Get your points across.
Okay. So first one, the Vinicius Jr one. I think the celebration's fine. I've seen much worse. It's football. This stuff happens. At the end of the day, the fact that the fact that people like Jose Mourinho and other people are saying that the celebration means that can kind of justify the racism and what happened after that, I think is outrageous and a little bit disgusting.
I think what you said though was talking about Eusebio, the greatest player, one of the greatest Portuguese players at the time, played for the club. I'm not sure he was defending it. I think he was saying that they're not racist because their best player was black.
But that's not really an excuse.
No, it's not.
No, of course not.
No, but I don't think he was defending it or excusing it.
When it comes to Saka, I'd say I wouldn't have him in the Liverpool squad. Not in this. I wouldn't have him in the starting 11.
Squad, does he? Well, you backtrack quickly there.
Well, no, because
does he get in your squad?
He'd get.
You're listening to Rushden and Moorhouse on talkSPORT in partnership with Toolstation. Stay one step ahead, whatever the job. Next stop, Toolstation. And I now hand to Justin Moorhouse, who will host the last 6.5 minutes of the programme.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition this week of Midweek Guess the Attendance. If you've not ever heard Guess the Attendance before, it is a feature, award entry feature, not award winning, an award entry feature we play on a Sunday, 1:15, usually between myself, Justin Moorhouse, top comedian, and top journalist Barry Glendenning. However, we've moved things around today. I'd like to say hello, top journalist Max Rushden.
Hello.
We'll be taking on, for the first time ever in his Guess the Attendance career, top journalist Barry Glendenning.
Hello, chaps. I've had a very pleasant afternoon listening to you.
I enjoyed your interview with Josh Rock. I thought, Max, it was very good of you to mention halfway through that you and Justin didn't know much about darts, because that didn't come across at all. You asked him 15 questions about Luke Littler and then finished up by asking him, is he good at packing and how many darts does he have? It was quite something.
How many darts does he have?
Okay, Barry. Okay, listen, this is my 6.5 minutes, Barry. So what would you have done?
Justin.
Oh, sorry, Josh. What's your average this season compared to last season? What's your checkout rate? No one cares. People want to know about people, Barry. You should know that. Right. Guess the attendance, where we've got
let's get on with it.
List of games last night. Max, you're going to go first, but that means, Barry, you're going to give me a number between 1 and 5, because I'm going to play a Moorhouse caveat rule today. Give me a number between 1 and 5.
4.
4, which means the Achilles heel question comes in at number 4. All right, because we're going for a Champions League playoff special, but there's only 4 of those games, so we need to put an extra one in with. So we're going to go Scottish Cup.
I was hoping for some EFL, but okay, here we go.
All right, here we go then. Max, first up then, the Estadio da Luz. Last night, Benfica hosted Real Madrid. Not a lot happened during that game apart from a 1-0 victory. Refereed by Francois Letaxier of France. But what was the attendance, Max?
Benfica, I reckon they're getting... Gosh, tougher on this side, isn't it?
Isn't it just, Max?
Yeah. 42,108.
42,108. Did you watch the game, Barry? Did you see it? Could you kind of get a guess?
I did see it, Justin. Can I, seeing as we're tweaking the rules and going away from the norms, can I showboat?
Oh, yeah, of course you can.
I've underclubbed.
That's not tweak. That's not.
I think Max has massively underclubbed here. I will say 62,000.
The attendance last night for the Benfica versus Real Madrid game at the Estadio da Luz, the Stadium of Light, 66,387. 1-0.
I underclubbed.
To Barry. 1-0 to Barry.
Oh, God.
We take a short trip now up from Portugal, from the Iberian Peninsula. We go to the south of France, to the Principality of Monaco, where the Stade Louis II, I think that's named after the second Louis, not the second time they built that stadium. Jesus Gil Manzano of Spain officiated between Monaco and PSG. The score was 2-3. Coming back from 2-0 down, PSG triumphed eventually. But what was the attendance, Barry?
I think it was probably small. How small? I don't know.
That's what I'm asking you.
Johnny Monegasque is... I don't think he'd be bothered going out on a Tuesday night to watch his team. I'd say 15,000 people.
15,000. Bob on.
I'll go 15,001.
The attendance at the Stade Louis, the compact Stade Louis II,
oh dear,
was a minuscule 10,287. It's 2-0 to Barry.
God.
For the win.
I don't like this game.
We go to...
Come at the king, you best not miss, Max.
Oh, I can't condescend Barry every Sunday for the rest of my life. This is a disaster.
We go to Rams Park, or the RAMS Park. Danny Makaleli, from the Netherlands, officiated between Galatasaray and Juventus. The game, as we know, finished 5-2. But Max, what was the attendance downtown Istanbul?
Galatasaray.
We've talked about them at length today. What a massive club they are.
Yeah.
How massive, Max?
58,000.
58,000. Barry, what say you?
57,999.
The attendance at the Rams Park for last night's game, Galatasaray-Juventus, was 49,997.
Oh, no.
An unassailable 3-0 win. Could it be a whitewash? As we played the Achilles heel and we go to the 5th round tie Scottish Cup.
It is 5 to 3 in the morning for me. I'd just like to point
the
that out.
Calforth Construction Arena in Dundee. The Calforth Construction Arena. Grant Irvine of Scotland officiated between Dundee United and the Spartans. 2-1. But what was the attendance? Max.
Barry,
sorry.
I'd just like to say, Justin, I'm getting far more enjoyment out of wiping the floor with Max than I ever do out of beating you.
You don't ever beat him. That's the problem.
He's on a roll.
You're on a roll.
He's
yeah,
the
I've
Wrexham
caught
of
him at a
guest
tough time.
attendance.
Is this a cup match? Am I allowed? Is it a cup
Fifth round.
match?
We don't have time for this sort of information.
7,200.
Max?
Was it Dundee United or Dundee?
Dundee United. That'll make all the difference to you.
7,000. Do you say 7,200, Baz?
Yeah.
I did, yes.
7,201.
4,298. Overshot again.
Oh, no.
Fifth and final
This
one.
is the worst
Dortmund,
moment of my life.
Dortmund versus Atalanta. 2-0 win for Dortmund. Serdar, I wish I'd not picked this game. Gozo Bujok of the Netherlands. Officiated at Signal Iduna Park. But what was the attendance? Max.
For Dortmund.
With that yellow wall. Don't forget the yellow wall.
How many in Dortmund? I go 54,000.
Barry?
I got a showboat again, 65,000.
76,900. A 5-0 whitewash for the sleep-deprived. We'll see you back here to do Guess the Attendance.
I hate the pair of you. Drivers next.
Stark is now Arsenal's top earner as the England winner has signed a 5-year contract worth at least £78 million.
That's amazing, isn't it?
I mean, that
is amazing.
That's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Jason Cundy was speaking in the sports bar last night and whether Saka's position on the right wing for England is in jeopardy.
But I think there's definitely an argument to be said that he, in a World Cup year, where I would say before he was a nailed-on, guaranteed, 100% starter out wide right for Thomas Tuchel, I think there can be a conversation where there shouldn't be.